All right, now we can start a podcast, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long
Been a
time.
while.
It has been a while.
Yeah,
It's been a good minute.
it's been almost a year and a half now? Last
Oh,
one we did was with Tyler was here.
oh man, it was a year and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wow.
same with Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah,
Oof.
with the exception of that. Well, yeah, the last time we all three of us did something was a year and a half, and then me and Brandon did the couch talk over the summer,
Nice.
and we just been MIA for the most of 2018.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
school hit me hard, so
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
all upper division courses was
How,
great.
how many courses? How many courses do you have to take?
I think it took 3 last semester, and 2 of them are at a graduate level, taught to seniors only. When I was technically a sophomore of geology, so I was already in for a tough time.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Passed everything, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right, so let me be the first to welcome everyone back to the Dash of Salt podcast. It's like I said, it's been a good minute since we last done this. Basically, what the podcast is for those who are new to listening. We're just a bunch of guys who like talking about video games, comic books, movies, tech stuff. Kodak calls coming in, you know.
Oops.
Nice one.
Gotta
Let
make
me,
sure
let me mute that.
we gotta make sure Snowy gotta make sure that Metal Gear Solid movie comes in.
Oh no, please don't ruin another video game series. Oh wait, that's what they're already doing.
Oh man, I don't even know who the guy is directing. Like I keep hearing his name, but I don't know who he is specifically. I don't know if y'all know him or anything.
No.
I didn't even know they were actually doing a movie.
Yeah, they did a whole thing
Ugh.
on Twitter all last year. What they were doing was like for the month of I want to say crap, I can't remember the month. It was the month that the first Metal Gear game came out. It was like the 30th anniversary or something like that. And throughout the month
Either
they
October or November.
say again.
Probably October or November.
I want to say probably October. I think it was October. But throughout the month they were giving out concept art, or not giving out, but they were posting concept art on the director's Twitter every day, and it was like from different, like it was different concept art that wasn't going to be finalized in the movie, but it was like different from like different games and original stuff. And at the end, I think like every week they had a character from each game come out and say something. They had Colonel Campbell come out and say something. They had Sniper Wolf came out and say something. I want to say Ocelot. Ocelot came out and say something, and then at the end, Snake finally came out and said something. So pretty much all just promoting the production of the movie.
I don't know. I'd be kind of terrified to have Sniper Wolf end up doing a little bit of. You don't want to get copyright strike by SS Sniper Wolf.
Well, she's gone. She's like, from what I've heard, she's not around anymore.
She's still posting videos.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's still posting.
Yep.
Yeah. She
Oh.
just got into some weird stuff.
I just remembered like 2 or 3 years ago, like there was always some kind of thing going on with her.
Yeah, she got in some weird situations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's all her own doing though.
I think a lot of people did that, though. A lot of people kind of fell off. It's like once they changed the algorithm of YouTube.
oh
It-
yeah.
Like a lot of people who daily vlogged quit daily vlogging, and I don't know, it's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I've noticed like most of the people I've used to watch YouTube or watch on YouTube rather a couple of years ago, they're not on there that much anymore. Like 2 of them I don't even see anymore. One was gone all last year. He finally decided to show up, and other people like they just, like you said, they changed their styles and stuff because the algorithm has changed.
Yeah. It's weird.
I think the only people still posting the blogs and stuff are just for their fan base and only their fan base. Like not even for the money anymore.
I don't know how are the Paul brothers doing? They still doing the vlogs, right?
I mean, after the fight, I don't think a lot of them. I don't think they've posted that many.
I know Jake Paul has, but not very much on Logan Paul. Because
Yeah,
there
I
was
think
that drama that
he has a
happened.
podcast now.
Yep.
He
Oh,
does
does
his own
he?
podcast mostly. Yeah.
I thought he'd been having a podcast.
I mean, he has, but it was after the fight. I don't think it started before the fight.
So is it like brand
So-
new?
Yeah, I don't know how many episodes there are, but I've seen a couple of them. It's not bad. They get random people. They had Steve-O on there.
Oh my God.
They had Josh Peck from Drake and Josh on there. They had a porn star on there once.
Yeah.
So it's just random people. But a lot of them are online, like YouTubers themselves and stuff.
So he ain't got no dead people on there yet, right?
No,
No, that's the other brother.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Logan Paul.
no, it's Logan. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's the
thought
same
That
guy.
was Jake.
Yeah.
No, it was
No.
Logan.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say I thought we were talking about Logan Paul.
Jeez. Keep confusing the brothers. They both look alike.
Yeah.
Well,
Both from Ohio.
Logan's the one losing his hair now, ain't he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've seen a couple of his podcasts. That's about it. So
So hey, we should probably go around and introduce ourselves. It's been like 7 minutes. We haven't introduced ourselves yet. I guess I'll start. My name is Cam. People know me as Low Class Cam. I am the host and MC of the podcast. I'm also co-creator of Nerd Salt Inc. I used to do videos on YouTube. I haven't done them in a while. I've actually don't have a channel anymore. But we're working on we're moving from YouTube. All right, we're expanding our horizons, and we're coming for Twitch. We're coming for the #1 spot in Twitch. That's the main dream right there.
there's a couple we should try, like Spotify. They have a lot of them on there now.
Pandora has just started
yeah.
podcast now.
Yeah.
We'll put this up as many places as we can.
We're gonna try.
Ooh.
That's the goal this year. We're gonna actually try to get us a podcast, I guess, thing where we can be put on like iTunes or Pandora or what have you, and then maybe eventually we can do like live stream podcasts where we'll be on videos and stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, I don't know what else to talk about. Other than I just play games and I like music, computers, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna pass it off to Disaster Master.
Yeah. So Disaster Master on Xbox, Dizzy everywhere else, pretty much like PC. I mean, I haven't really done much on my own channels. I had a cooking channel at one time where we made vegan food. So if there's any moms listening or grandmas listening that are into vegan food, then go to Meatless Masters. Shameless plug.
Specifically moms.
Man.
If you're a dad or a granddad, you gotta get out of here.
Yeah, sorry. It's your mom's favorite YouTuber. Anyways, it's a cooking show that I do with my mom, so it's pretty fun. Then I do this one. My personal channel, I don't really upload anymore, but I have a new channel coming out here pretty soon. We're actually recording our first video tomorrow, so
Nice.
that'll be up. But more information about that later on once we get everything set up. But that's pretty much it. I play games and do podcasts.
All right.
So.
And last but not least,
So my name's Snowy, and I'm the tech guy essentially. I'm just here so I don't get fired.
well, I mean, we don't even get paid.
Well, real talk though. I'm usually helping out with all the all the technological stuff in the back to make sure everything's already set up, archived, and I'm probably going to be the one setting up the podcast so that it's on different types of avenues, so like Spotify, the iTunes, and I think even Google Play now has it for the music for the actual like podcast and such. So
Oh, nice.
we'll be
Oh,
getting
yeah.
that set up. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So you enjoy salt everywhere.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, salt everywhere.
There's gonna be
Gotta make sure just rub it in too.
nothing.
Is it
but
snowing?
salt.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there'll be salt on the.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I think we just got some snow, like just some flurries.
Yeah,
or
it's still
something.
snowing right now. Actually.
Oh,
Looking out
is
the
it?
window.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's supposed to go till like midnight, 1 a.m.
Oh wow,
man.
it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm snowed into the dorms. I can't get food. Send help.
Essentially, that will probably happen. Probably not tonight because knowing Tennessee weather, it'll be snowing and then it'll be cleared up like the next day, probably before the next day even starts.
Yeah, sadly.
But then you got those people on the road who just don't know what snow is and they just slide all over the place and don't know how to drive less than the speed limit. So you got to be careful for them. All in all, if you're out there in the snow and stuff, be careful regardless of where you're at because black ice is a bitch.
But if you are driving, you should be listening to Nerd Salt Podcast.
Yes, you should. Definitely listen to us.
We'll ride with you wherever you're going.
Until you
Take us with you.
Until you hit that tree. And after that, you're on your own.
Let our sweet voices fill your ears.
This is why Jesus should never take the wheel.
As
Let us take the wheel.
Let us take the wheel.
So,
I've just been told by our lawyers that we're not allowed to say that.
yeah.
Cannot condone that. Oh, man. So, I guess we can get started on the stuff that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Considering it's the new year, I would like to consider this as the second season of Dash Assault podcast, even though we've been doing this for
sounds good.
about 2 years now. Yeah. We've been 3 years in. So yeah, I say this is because a restart, but not even a restart, just a start of a new season. Start of a new year. Start of a new season. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah. Try to upload.
New us, new you.
Say what?
New us, new you,
Oh, yeah. It's 2019, man. We've got to start.
New things
fresh.
to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Like the Xbox Maverick. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to that. And I will send you guys. We're doing this on Discord.
To be honest,
we're doing this
I
on
haven't
Discord.
heard anything.
I've heard bits and pieces, but they need to work on better name schemes. I don't like the new generation of games or game consoles where it's just like PS4, PS4 Pro, PS4 Pro Pro. It's like, what?
And
yeah, they got like the mini Maverick, and then you got the one without the drive. So they're going back to essentially like the Xbox 360 Slim, then the Slim L, I think it was, and then. Ugh.
I don't remember.
So they're just building one that's closed system.
Yes, it's
you're not allowed to put discs in there anymore.
Yeah, so the way it works is pretty much how they initially were going to do the Xbox 360 Xbox One when it was initially coming out, was making it where you download the games and not using a disc. They said that it's rumored to have a lower cost. Now, I don't think they officially confirmed that they're going to do it. They're just putting out the I guess the prototypes, yes, for it. But
I mean, for me personally, I don't see not having a disc as an issue. I can't tell you the last time I bought an actual physical copy of a game and not downloaded it off the store.
Yeah.
Well,
everything's gone digital.
The way oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
After you can.
Oh, okay. The way I see it is, I was one of the people who didn't like the idea of not having a disc to play your games or whatever. I was like, I don't like doing that, especially the way they had it where you couldn't. What was it that was big? It was like there was something with the resale of the game or something. Like you have to take the game back. And you have to download a code. I think that was one of the points that people were trying to make, instead of returning the game and then buying the game new at a lower price or used at a lower price. You have to buy the game again, but then you have to buy a code or put in a new code, pretty much making it where you couldn't sell or trade the game easily. You would have to jump through all these hoops just to resell the game or to trade the game, or even pretty much even let your friend borrow the game too. It was too much.
Yeah, I guess if you do that, I didn't think of that. I never sell my games though, so that's why it's not an issue to me. But I guess I could see that being a hindrance on people who actually buy a game and then sell it, or if you want to let people borrow it. But even then, like, the people that you're going to play with are going to buy the game. So
yeah.
Well, the main problem with that is when you technically when you buy a game on the online stores, you're technically just renting a license for that game. And for the big companies, they're like, well, you don't actually own the game. Where if you have a physical copy of it, you could just be like, whatever, I could just put the game in the drive and I technically own it. But with other software updates and everything else, they could just lock you out of that game entirely. So that's where the main issue comes. But from what I think is with it being diskless, it makes it take out a gigantic chunk, which is just in the actual console. That's where no airflow is going to. That's just a huge chunk of just spaces for just that drive. And that's even cutting out all the supports and all like everything else, because all the mechanical parts of actual moving disc. While with it being diskless now, it could be even smaller. It could be compacted. It could have better cooling as well. So I'm kind of interested in seeing where it goes.
And it says here that it's supposed to have the similar experience to the existing Xbox One X. So obviously, if you have the Xbox One X and if you're thinking about doing something like this, it's pretty much sounds like it'll be a downgrade, because you're gonna be going down to the Xbox One S instead of the X.
Well, so like a downgrading power and graphic or what?
I would imagine downgrade in graphics, because Xbox
It won't
One
run
X,
4K.
it won't be 4K exactly. Well, no, wait, isn't the S in 4K?
I don't think the S is in 4K. I don't think the S runs like 60 FPS 4K.
Okay, so it does run 4K, but only at 30 frames per second, right?
I'm pretty sure
I think so.
30 frames per second.
Okay, so you'll be downgrade in visuals. Power, I know it'll be a downgrade in that. So it's pretty much essential. This is only essential to those who is one behind, like me, still have the original Xbox One, or two.
Oh,
or two don't even like how Brandon is, and don't like doing the don't sell your games and don't buy a lot of physical copy of your games. If you do digital only and you haven't got an Xbox One S, this is the system for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so it gets the S gets upscaled to 4K.
So it's upscaled. Okay.
So the
Native
Xbox One X
720.
is native.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this will definitely be a downgrade if you have the X.
You can tell a difference though. My dad and brother have the Xbox One X, and if you have like one of the games that actually runs 4K, you can tell a huge difference. It runs a lot smoother. Also, games load faster, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a problem I'm having with most newer games with my
Really?
Xbox One. Yeah, because I told y'all the story about my experience with Soul Calibur 6?
No.
Okay, so essentially, going through the menus, going through versus menu to pick your character and everything. The initial menu, you can go up and down, pick whatever selection you have to, no problem. But once you select your selection, you go to a sub menu, and it takes a while. It takes like 5 seconds for the cursor to get from the main menu to the sub menu, and then even when you select something, it takes a while for it to pick that. And then by the time I get to the character select screen, if I'm playing like a one player game, you know, I pick my character or whatever. But when it comes to picking the costume, the stage, you know, all that, up to the point where I get to the fight, it slows down on the loading and everything. And it's something that I've pretty much made me not play the game anymore and send it back, among other things as well. So I think like nowadays, if you are trying to buy a new game, it's best to get an Xbox One S or X, or, you know, whatever newer version of the console that's out nowadays, because it seems like those games are more tailored towards that. And I don't think developers are focusing on people who have like the older model or the older version of the current gen consoles.
I think they should just refix the naming sequences, because it's just getting confusing right now.
Yeah, it seems like I thought Nintendo, or not Nintendo. Oh yeah, Nintendo was the one who was just going to be doing this with the Wii, the Wii U, and then the Switch. Like
We don't talk about the Wii U.
And then Xbox start doing it, and then PlayStation, and it's like, whoa, how many times are you going to resell the same console as an upgraded version? And
Yeah.
and it's
I mean, the crazy thing is people buy it knowing it's the same console, but it's because it's new.
right.
They got to have it, you know?
Yeah, and that's the reason why I still have my Xbox One, because as long as I can still play games on it and everything, that's fine. Now, granted, I have a 4K TV, and I would like to play my games on at 4K, you know, upscale or native, what have you. But I don't feel the need to spend so much money on a system where I can just get like, say, like if I want to get a 4K game system or whatever, I can go for PC or go for PlayStation 4 and, you know, just get the 4K version of that system. And then if I have to get like a 4K version of the Xbox One, I might as well wait till the prices come down or something.
Yeah, I just built a PC. I got tired of
I think
trying to keep up with
I feel
console.
it.
I think that's what pushed a lot of people towards PC. I mean, that's pushing me towards the PC side of things right now, because I can't keep up with these console. Could you even call them upgrades or updates? What would you call them?
I'd say an update. I mean, you're upgrading some stuff, but essentially it's the same console. I mean,
I guess you can call it an upgrade.
they're slimmer. I mean, it's just they do it all the time. I mean, you had the PlayStation 2, and then the PlayStation 2 Slim edition, and then 360, the 360 Slim. So I mean, they always do it. They make a big system, and everybody buys it, and then the next year they come out with the smaller version, which I mean, it doesn't upgrade anything, but it's just small.
It's funny you say that, because there's been talks of a new version of the Switch coming out as well.
Yeah. Was it smaller? It's like the size of a cell phone.
I'm not sure. They didn't.
From what I've heard, they increased the battery life on it and fixed some of the hardware issues of it for the limitation purposes. So, but everything is going to be like kind of what Nintendo does, is always going to be like backwards compatible. Like if you get like a Game Boy Advance and then put it into an SP, it's still going to run everything perfectly fine. So,
well, is it going to have physical? Is it going to be a physical backwards compatibility, or is it going to be like the NES store?
We have no idea just yet.
Because there's already talks about a Super NES store. Like that's just a rumor, and that's just based off
I'm sure it happened.
Oh, it's already happened.
Yeah, some of the files were actually leaked from the actual the online Nintendo interface thing for the regular Nintendo, where somebody was going through one of the recent updates and essentially found Super Nintendo games and included an actual list of Super Nintendo games that they are already in there but not playable yet.
I was gonna say, I thought there was someone leaked something about NES games being on the Switch or coming to the Switch.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're going to be going through the online Nintendo system. So
I wonder if you have to. Well, if you play a Super Nintendo game, can you play a Super Nintendo game with those Joy Cons? Like, if you like hypothetically,
I mean, it has all the buttons for it.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I guess you would be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean that's good. Bring back the Super NES games, especially now that the NES Classic and SNES Classic are about to be discontinued for good this time, at least.
Yeah. The only thing is, though, you will have to pay for the Nintendo Online service in order to get it when it does come out.
Yeah, that's the only downside, and people are not happy with that.
Well, I mean, I
It's
would
not that
prefer that
expensive.
over it. Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's not even the price that
No.
people are worried about. It's I think it's like just the fact that you have to have the online thing, and then like some of the games you have already out, like Mario Kart or Smash Brothers, the
Yeah.
online's not really
Yeah.
good.
Well, there's still it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
They are very hard to adapt to something that they don't know. Because things they do know, they'll fucking perfect it amazingly. But
Oh, yeah.
like things like online or like latency or like other things like backwards compatibility, they don't get that.
Yeah, they.
Other than, older systems coming to new, but that's about it.
I think they like you can. Is the Switch only Wi-Fi? Like, can you not connect it directly with the dock? I'm pretty sure I'd have to use some like kind of USB thing.
You
Though.
can USB to Ethernet.
Yeah.
It does work on it.
And I would imagine, something like that would work, especially if it's like 3.0 USB compatibility.
I'm not sure if the dock is or not, actually. I know it uses USB-C for the bottom, but that's not Thunderbolt. That's using a rough compliance to USB-C. The USB-C standard, which is why people were using different chargers that were not authenticated by Nintendo, and it was causing the system to overcharge and fry the actual motherboard.
Oh, wow.
So that's where that came from, was they're not using the set standard for USB-C, but they're using something very close. So
I would imagine they had like some other charging thing, like something that was unique, like something they had for the 3DS.
nope, they're trying to make it more accessible. So like they they wanted to sell the dock, which comes with it as well, but for things added to the dock, they could also sell like an Ethernet USB for like $25 that's authenticated for the experience, or like things that could be added onto it, like the actual dock that I have for 4 Joy-Cons, the same thing there. That's where they usually get used, the accessories.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
and especially
and you're basically opening up like I think it's like 3 USB ports and then the USB-C on top of that. So that's even more things that they could add to it. Oof.
they could also add like some kind of thing where you don't have to use the Nintendo app on your phone to talk to people. Use like some kind of
I
headset.
hate that so much.
I when they announced that, I was like, why would you do that? Because
I think they pulled the Blizzard. Don't you guys have phones?
oh my gosh, yeah. Oh man, that was the dumbest thing to say when people are not happy about your game. You don't make fun of them. You be like, okay, we need to go
Yeah.
back and do this again.
But it just shows that Nintendo doesn't understand online.
No,
Like they could definitely implement it because it's already built into several of the games, like Fortnite, Rocket League. They have full-on compatibility with wired microphones through the actual headphone jack,
yeah, like
and yeah.
just look at how PlayStation just look at how PlayStation, PC, and Xbox do their thing. If they just pay attention to how they do their online thing, implement something into their kind of thing, and then just go from there, I'm pretty sure Nintendo's online can do a whole lot better, if not probably blow Microsoft and Sony out of the water with their low price and lots of games. Probably not, like, depending on the
This is
games
still
they have.
Nintendo.
Well-
they definitely do not understand online at all.
Well,
It was
you
in the
would
store even then.
you would think though with like how long Microsoft done Xbox Live? Like since the original Xbox, so like what 2002, 2003, 2001.
2001.
So here we are 18 years later, and Nintendo doesn't know how online things work. It's baffled to me.
The problem with using that as an example is PC games in general have been using a lot of the things that Microsoft has done through like Windows 95, 98, 2000 NE, XP, Windows 7. They know networking. They know all the back end of it because they develop the servers. They do all this and that. So it's not really fair to compare it to the 18 years in Essential because it's so much more. They've had so many years, and again, they run most of the servers as well.
So it's more of not the years of the experience, but like the actual experience itself. That you're saying Microsoft has been doing online for years, from beyond Xbox, like you said, Windows, whereas Nintendo, they've talked, like there's been times where they've talked and thought about doing online stuff pretty much since the NES, and they just never like went full-fledged on it. They just pretty much talked about it. And I remember like when the GameCube came out, they had like some kind of adapter to do that. And I think the only game that was advertised for it was a Phantasy Star Online game. I don't know if it was a remake or a sequel or what, but I remember they were talking about doing stuff with that, and that was it. Like that was the only game I could think of. And it wasn't.
I think it was its own game.
I may have. I don't know. I don't remember too much of it. I just remember a magazine ad about it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, Nintendo's doing the online thing." And then
there was an adapter for the Nintendo for BBC, where you can actually connect your Nintendo system or Famicom system in this case to an Ethernet, well, not an Ethernet, a phone line, and be able to connect to a BBC and actually make messages on the BBC over to them. And then I'm pretty sure the Super Nintendo also had a Ethernet and a headphone jack thing attached, or an attachment to it. But that was those were like one or two things, and they were one and done kind of deals.
I think Sega has something like that too, where you can download some games.
That was over cable.
Cable?
Yep, you would actually hook in your like TV line into the back of the console, and it would actually send a broadcast out to somewhere. But the problem was, every time you wanted to play a game, you would have to send up the signal again, see that you're verified, and they would have to re-upload the game back to each console and then sort it in RAM, and it was a total shit show. They were way ahead of their time.
Yeah,
way ahead of their time.
But yeah, so getting back on topic here about the Maverick. So yeah, digital only console, pretty much an Xbox One S with no disc drive, downer or lower version of the Xbox One X. As I see it, if you don't have an Xbox One S and if you're only downloading your games, if Microsoft do plan on going with this, by all means get it. I personally I like playing my games on the disc, or I like having discs. That way, if people want to play games, I can just give them to them. It's just something I'm used to. So, as for Assault, I'm not too salty about this. I think it's just another system that's coming out that Microsoft is trying to get money off people for. I say I'm not too salty about this. What's y'all's salt level on this?
I mean, unless it's got major upgrades, I'm probably not going to buy it.
I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, like if a parent gets this for a child and she's like, oh, I don't have to worry about them ruining the disc anymore or something like that, then I say go for it. If the people who are going to buy it aren't going to have a 4K monitor anyways, or a 4K TV, they're going to have a 1080p screen, and that's more than fine with them for it.
All right, and I guess I should mention to everyone, like I do at least. We rate on the stories and stuff. talk about how salty we are. The salty we are, the angrier, or not angry, but the how
The more
much
we dislike it.
the more we dislike it. Yeah, pretty much a reverse
The
rating system.
more we don't agree with whatever it is. Or
Yeah, but yeah,
wouldn't say it makes us mad, but
unless it's something that would actually make us mad.
yeah, unless it's something that's serious. But
Yeah.
I think in my case, I'd probably give it a 0 out of 10 on the salt meter, just because again, it has its uses for its price range. So
Yeah. All right, going from Maverick to the sea. I have not seen the Aquaman movie yet.
what?
I
haven't either. I've heard it's
What?
pretty good though. I've heard it's got really good ratings.
I've been hearing mixed things about it.
What?
So I'm guessing Snowy's the only one who have seen the movie.
I'm like a
Sounds
9
like it.
on saltiness meter just because you guys haven't been under the sea yet to see it.
Oh man,
Oh my god.
there's a lot of salt down there. Have you been there?
Yeah, dude.
Tell us
So-
about it.
Tell
Tell
us,
us your
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so spoilers allowed, or are we gonna?
I mean, I think it's been out long enough that we can talk
Yeah.
about it. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you're probably not going to go see it. So
Yeah, especially at
Okay.
this point. So spoiler alerts for anyone who hasn't seen.
yeah, if you don't
Aquaman.
want to hear it, then skip like half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just
I'll-
wanted to make sure with you guys in
I'll-
case you want to see it later down the road.
Oh
I'll
no,
try.
I'm gonna wait for it to come out on DVD. And
Yeah.
I don't care if you spoil it. I like talking about it anyways.
I'll
Okay.
put an annotation or something to tell people where to go to so they can skip this.
Okay. So, movie starts out with the mother of Aquaman essentially going, "Oh shit, they finally found me." So the fucking Atlantis police are just like, "What's up, bitch?" and just like busting down doors to try to get to the wife, right? So she kills both of them. I think it was like 2 or 3 of them, and she's like, "Honey, I have to go back to the ocean to save both you and my son." So she just fucking dives off this fucking pier, right? And he goes, the father essentially goes back out to the dock every single morning waiting for the mom to come back. No go. So then he goes into like the flash montage of like Aquaman growing into a man. And it's just like, yeah, work out, go, whoosh, etc. And then, so a little bit later on, you find out like what ends up happening to Aquaman, like what's going on, like essentially he's like going around saving people and whatnot, just doing like simple things. And then this group of people were like trying to get like this high end like submarine. So they just use like this manta ray shit and fucking attached to the submarine, goes into the top, kills half the staff, or more than half of the actual people on the actual sub. And then, they always have to have some type of revenge plot of like, oh, somebody has to do this because we were trying to get Aquaman. And Aquaman's like, I'm Aquaman. And then fucking just like slaps one guy across the fucking sub, kills half the other people, and then it's all comical in some cases where he's just like, backwards hitting people, etc. So he goes in, he ends up knocking one of them down, and then he ends up getting trapped underneath, I think one of the torpedoes or whatever else. And then he's like, Aquaman, save my daddy. And he's like, you guys brought this on yourself, and then fucking leaves. So the dad dies for this other guy, and then the other guy's like, oh, revenge for Aquaman. So that's where it gets into the plot, right? So you find out one of the Atlantean like overlords essentially was trying to hire humans with Atlantis technology in order to help them find out information on the human world and try to make it look like a sabotage or something from another nation to see if they can get them to war against themselves. And then he was just like, nah, I mean, if we get everybody together, then I have another idea then. So they steal another sub and then try to use that sub to attack Atlanteans when they're having like a meeting between different parts of the groups. And then like, oh, the humans attacked us in our sacred area. We can't have that. So there's just like, if we get enough people from the Atlantean tribes together to agree with it, then we go to war. And then the Atlanteans are like, oh, we have to send somebody undercover up there to get Aquaman because he's the prime person to go back in time, or like, you know what I mean, just prime person to come back and take the throne because he's a real Atlantean. Then you find out like the mother of Aquaman was actually the princess of Atlantis, essentially, So it's like it's really his like firstborn child is the actual person that would take over. So the other guy is like incredibly salty, like probably like a 9 out of 10, right? So he's like, oh fuck, can't have him coming down here, whatever else, taking the throne. So now Aquaman's just like, God, fucking whatever. So the Atlanteans are like, well, we have to get rid of him now. So they make this huge earthquake kind of thing happen, and then ends up trying to kill the father by like essentially a tidal wave coming in. And then you got like Manta Ray over here trying to be all badass and whatever else, and then you end up in like this like story on like, oh, we have to find this lost scroll. So they go into Atlantis, like straight up, Aquaman and the princess both like hijack, end up going directly into Atlantis, and then going to like this ancient ruin place and like, we found a scroll, we gotta go there, and then they just fucking have to escape Atlantis, and then so the main prince right now, who has the majority of the people against the humans, ends up battling the Aquaman. So it's the father's trident versus the mother's trident, and the trident of the mother's is Aquaman's currently. And then some shit happens. He ends up breaking the staff, and then his mother's staff is essentially broken. And they're like, "Oh shit, we got to get out of here, Aquaman. Why you got to have a hot head?" So they take the scroll, and they're like, "Okay, let's read the scroll." It's like, okay, where's the last place that we could go to that was actually under the water? And then they end up going to like the middle of the Sahara, jump out of a plane, end up in like an old temple. So it's like, what the fuck? So going through other loops and jumps and whatever else, you have fucking Dead Mantis attacking them, and of course he's like underpowered as shit because Aquaman's overpowered. Let's be honest here. He's not all that like talking to like whales and shit. It's like he straight up controls the ocean. He gives 0 fucks at this point.
Right.
And at this point, he's lifted a submarine from the depths of the ocean single-handedly, swam faster than fucking like he pretty much swims fucking fast as shit. He was faster than a torpedo in the water, right? He's done like backflips in midair, like almost doing like double backflips. You know what I mean? Like Super Mario, like 64 bullshit double jumps, right? This is just Aquaman straight up. And so some more battling happens. Psycho Mantis is still going out of his way to like be the bad guy, and it's comically stupid on how hard he's trying.
Hold on. You said Psycho Mantis?
No, it just what is his name? He basically ends up getting Atlantis technology because again, it's like the plot, like, oh, this human hates Aquaman because he killed his
Black
father.
Manta?
Yeah, Black Manta.
Okay, because you said Psycho Mantis, I was like, there's someone that's a psychic.
Well, I mean, he technically is. He's just a whiny dude who keeps trying to kill Aquaman because he put himself in an awkward situation and his father ended up killing himself. Like, that's all it is.
That was the guy you mentioned that was in the submarine.
The sub.
That Aquaman just pretty much just said, yeah, I'm fucking off, and he just left them.
Yeah, straight up just like, nah, dude, it's your problem. Hey, your dad's gonna drown. It's your fault. So bye. But so they go to this fucking temple. They figure out the trick, and then they end up going to like this fucking like weird ass place, and then to like they end up finding the mother that was like fucking outcasted and sent to like one of like the very warring tribes essentially, where like when the Atlanteans ended up going through enough power and then having to actually sink into the water, that's where they adapted into the Atlanteans, where they can swim and then like talk and breathe underwater, etc. But some of them over the time ended up becoming like crab people. Some of them ended up still being like human-esque type humanoid forms. You got some of them that like had like full-on gills, etc. And then you got the fucking piranha bitches, right? I'm talking like these people are fucking scary, and the only thing they fear is bright things. So they have to swim through that den in order to get to a fucking spinning underwater vortex to launch them somewhere else. And then essentially it's like the center of the earth, I think it's called. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it was the center of the earth. There's like dinosaurs and shit there. And then you end up finding the mother of Aquaman. She's like, oh my god, I'm so old. Like, you're amazing. This is my son. Have a heartful moment and whatever else. And then she's like, oh, you got to go talk to like the hidden secret weapon essentially. It's like a fucking kaiju that the Atlanteans apparently like tamed fucking centuries ago. That they just kept in the center of the world just in case the people that get sent there just like, well, they can't get out of it unless they go against this like kraken kaiju piece of shit, right? And so he goes down there and he's just like, I talk to fish. And the dude's like, you can talk to me? And he's like, yeah, I'm Aquaman. And he just fucking goes up and steals the fucking steals the Omega Trident. Like this is like the Atlantean Trident. This is like the like all like Omega fucking Alpha and Omega Trident. Like this is like so fucking broken. It adds like 99 to everything, right? So then he shows up. They're trying to. The other Atlanteans are like, well, we have all our people, but we have to kill the crab people before we can take out the humans. So you get the like the Atlanteans, the fish people, etc., and you have to go against the crab people because the crab people are like they're crabs. They're not going to understand logics. So it's just like, well, we can't have them laying around while we're trying to take over the world because they'll just move into our den. So fuck them.
Plus,
So,
they talk like crab and they
well, yeah,
taste like crab and talk
essentially.
like people.
Yeah. So there's just like ongoing, like full like Lord of the Rings fucking battles. There's crabs going where there's fucking Atlanteans riding sharks and whales and shit going in, and it's fucking insane, right? But and oh, get this, sharks with lasers attached.
What the?
Somebody was in the fucking back room going, "This is gonna be amazing." Let's do
Someone
it."
watched Doctor Evil and be like, "We need to put sharks and lasers together. We need to get that shit."
Exactly.
What the hell?
So I started cracking up immediately from that.
I'd have
Huge
laughed,
warning
too.
battle goes out, and then Aquaman shows up. This kaiju just breaks out of the fucking earth. This thing is like 3 or 4 fucking Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. It has tentacles that are like 10 times longer than a football stadium, right? It's just plowing the opposition. I mean, Aquaman's just like, yeah, it's my dog. Like, the fuck? So at this point, they're all like, we're gonna die if he doesn't do that. So let's just not fight because we'll die if that thing attacks us. So now it's Aquaman versus his brother, and so they go and fight, and it's obvious like one-handed fucking like it's like Piccolo going against like fucking Goku after he had already reached like instant no, not instant transmission. Oh, what is it called? The new God mode. Not
Super Saiyan Blue?
God, not Super Saiyan Blue, but the Ultra Instinct.
Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, it's like fucking Piccolo in his base form going against Ultra Instinct Goku. It's not even a fair fight. Like it's fucking just like he just straight up destroys him. Like to show emphasis on it, when they fought earlier with the father's and the mother's trident, the mother's trident only got split in half. It only took one swing from Aquaman's trident to shatter his father's trident into at least like 8 pieces. Like it was just a simple tap, and it was bam. Fucking, I'm surprised it didn't just turn into stardust and just fucking blow off into the sea. Like it was fucking devastating.
So Aquaman is already overpowered with against his brother at this point, but he also got this OP broken trident to make him 10 times stronger. So, wow, okay. And this is like near the middle of the movie?
No, this is the end.
Oh,
this is when like all the Atlanteans are just sitting around and they're just like, who's our leader again?
Oh, okay, so this is the climax.
Yeah. So he straight up destroys the father's trident, and then he's just like, kill me. Just like, I'm not gonna kill you, brother, and just fucking like bitch slaps him to like get up. And just like, you wanna go into the sea again, just do whatever. I'm king. Fuck you. Like and then it's just like, is that mother? And then he just like crawls over to like his mom, and then it's just like it's really embarrassing. So it just like looks at like a whiny grown white male who has just like gotten beat down, and he's just trying. The first thing he says is like, "Mom." That's pretty much how the end of the movie goes. And Aquaman's just like, dude, you're my brother. Stop, please. Just go hug mom. Like, fuck.
What's up with DC movies and moms?
Well, they true.
There's so many.
God, that's true.
It's like every single movie they make, there's somebody's mom's involved.
Apparently, they have mommy issues, but
Well, I was gonna say like Batman's and Superman's moms died, and not Aquaman, but Wonder Woman's mom, she's pretty much just ruler of the Amazons, ain't she?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then I thought Aquaman's parents were dead. Who else? Robin's
I
parents
think
are
the
dead.
dad is, but they thought the mom was also dead until the very end.
Who else? The Flash. Ain't his parents? His parents are like stuck in a dimensions or
Yeah,
something.
his
Right?
mom. It depends on which one you're talking about, but Barry Allen, his Flash, his mom
Yeah, yeah.
dies.
Oh,
Then his
okay.
father gets sent to prison because they think he did it.
Yeah, and then you have the like flashpoint where he goes back in time to save his mom, and then something happens to
Yeah.
his dad, and it gets really fucky. But
Yeah, just watch the Flash TV show. They go through all that, and
yeah,
Oh,
every
okay.
single time he tries to fix something, it fucks other things up.
I keep
Yeah.
forgetting there's more than one Flash. I thought like Batman and
Yeah, it's
Superman were
crazy,
like the
man.
main ones who got like different multiverse and stuff, and then like people like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, like everyone else is just like, yeah, we got separate things, but we're just doing the same shit, different paradox.
yeah. So the one thing I forgot to say is like each Atlantean has their own little power. Like some can like go like a little bit faster swim wise. You have ones that can communicate a little bit better. You have some that are like can't breathe air at all, and you have some that can. So there's like different tiers of like Atlanteans by based on their power. And
So it's like the
Aquaman,
Green Lantern Corps.
yeah, Aquaman is the only one that can actually speak to animals. So, and that's where he ends up becoming Aquaman and actually becoming like a lot of the like the silly things in the movie are doable because Aquaman can do that. Like they're escaping Atlantis, so they end up hiding in a whale's mouth. And the princess is like, "What the fuck? You can speak to whales? When the fuck does this happen?" Like, she's like freaking out, like, "Oh, we're gonna get eaten by a fucking whale. Just my day, right?" And then he's like, then the only thing that I disliked about the entire movie is when they found the mom. The way it played out was kind of like when Ant-Man goes into like the smaller realm to get his mom and
Yeah.
finds out they're alive. It played out almost exactly like that, and that was
Oh,
the
wow.
only thing I disliked about the movie.
Huh.
Yeah, and even then, it's a slight pet peeve because it was still a touching reunion. So
Yeah. Well, sounds good.
Sounds like a pretty decent movie, and it's supposed to be an origin story of
Now,
Aquaman too.
I was gonna say, does this take place before the Justice League movie or after?
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it's all before
Yeah, I was
Nice.
gonna say that's what it sounds like, an origin story, or at least a
because he
prequel
had the
to the Justice League movie.
actual. He had the trident for the Justice League movie. So
Oh,
this
okay.
would be a
So
prequel,
it's the same
yeah.
one. Okay. Nice.
Hmm.
Nice.
And there's a few little things like added in, like the counselor for the false king essentially is has been going up to the surface to help train Aquaman in different arts and fighting styles, etc. And it kind of reminds you of like the Karate Kid, where he's out there training with his sensei. So
I see.
they have little montages like that are pretty adorable. That
So
just like
Nice.
build up.
so Aquaman knows that he's from the sea, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, so what ends up happening is the counselor ends up coming up there and talking with Aquaman every once in a while, helping him train, etc. So his father kind of hints at it, but doesn't necessarily say it until he got to the age where he just realized he could just swim really fast and breathe underwater, and he's just like, "Shit, this is worse than the talk." Like, so you're not really human, you're Atlantean. And it's just like, can you just tell me about the birds and the bees, Dad? Like, so
Forget the birds and the bees. I want to learn about talking to the fish and the whales down there. What's going on down there, man?
yeah,
So yeah, I
That's
guess it
awesome.
sounds like a decent movie. There's like right now I'm on Rotten Tomatoes and tomato meter 64%, audience score 79. So it seems like a majority of the people, or the public at least, like it. It sounds like a
Oh yeah, you can see the
pretty
sharks with
decent.
laser beams on the very top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it made a lot of
what
money
that is?
too.
That's all the lasers.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I see it. Yeah, they got the freaking lasers and everything.
Yep.
The freaking lasers.
I think it made more than the Dark Knight Rises, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17.4 million
Oh,
is what it's at. The new Spider-Man movie, Into the Spideyverse, made 9.3 million.
that's not too
And
bad.
everybody
that's a-
liked that one too.
It got a 97%. Holy shit.
What? Wait, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did?
Yeah, a lot of people like that one, dude.
97.
I was told that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that one as well.
Definitely
I'm
gotta
gonna
check
have to
that
check
out.
that one
then.
out.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
looking at that
so
right
the
now.
cast for Aquaman is pretty good. A lot of good people in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that are probably like, a little
Dude,
bit
Dolph
more picky
Lundgren
with
is
it.
in there. Come on.
What? In the Aquaman movie?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go look at that. Where's the cast? Oh, he's near us.
Yep. You got him, William Dafoe, Patrick Wilson. They were all in
William
previous
Dafoe.
movies, previous superhero movies.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe was Goblin, right?
Yep. And Patrick
Spider-Man.
Wilson was in Watchmen. And then we got
Nicole Kidman. She was in there.
yeah,
Atlanta-
she's the mom,
Oh,
isn't she?
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
Atlantina.
she's Batman. So there's that. So that's wow.
Oh, I did not notice that was him. Holy
and
shit.
the dad is Jango Fett from Star Wars. Nice.
That's awesome. I did not know that. Well, I guess I guess like you said, I'll check it out when it comes out on DVD or on Netflix, whichever. I don't like spending
Definitely would
money.
recommend it.
I don't like spending money at the theater, even though most of the theaters here are pretty cheap.
It's expensive.
Well, I imagine the
I used to
Regal
go
one.
a lot, but I haven't been in a while now.
I'd imagine the Regal one would be expensive because they got lazy
Oh,
boys
yeah,
in
the
there and
recliners
shit.
and stuff.
Yeah. Whereas
Oh,
the one
yeah.
at the mall, it's like what, $10, $11, $12 maybe.
Something like that. I don't
Well,
remember.
it's
the last movie I went to go see it.
It's $13 for the RPX ones at the Regal, so that's not too bad.
Oh yeah, that's not bad at all.
I think the last movie I went to go see in theaters was the last Avengers movie.
I think that's what it was for me too, because I don't remember any other movies
I don't remember going there. Yeah.
I've seen after that.
I've been watching all the Studio Ghibli movies in theaters, so I go once a month at least.
Avengers. Is
I'll
on
probably go
Netflix,
see.
too.
I want to go see Shazam when it comes.
Oh
out.
yeah.
That one just seems fun.
I need to look at that because I saw like the teaser if there was one or something, but I didn't
Yeah,
really
there's
pay
a whole
much
trailer
attention.
out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know there was another trailer, but I would
Yeah, there's
imagine
a
by now they
trailer
would have
for
one.
it. Yeah, there's a teaser trailer for it. It's pretty good.
That's good. So, Snowy, since you're the only one who actually saw the movie, how salty are you about it?
I want to say about probably a 2 or a 3 out of 10. Because again, it kind of felt like it was retconning not Aquaman, Ant-Man's reintroduction with his mom, and there was little bits and pieces that kind of bugged me or kind of messed with the flow, or felt like it was added in for like no extra reason other than to add in like the Karate Kid essential montages. But it built the character up a little bit, and it shows that Atlantis never gave up on Aquaman. So
Now compared to the other DC movies that came out, like from Batman versus Superman, well, actually from Man of Steel till now, is it your favorite, or is there one that's better?
honestly, it's probably one of my favorite ones so far. Because
Nice.
let's be fair, Superman and versus Batman.
Yeah,
Why is that on the list?
I did like Man of Steel. That was my favorite. And then Wonder Woman, when it came out, is probably my favorite now. But I haven't seen Aquaman, so I can't
Wonder
say.
Woman's top 3 easily, though.
Yeah,
It's definitely
it
still
was
top
definitely
3.
really good. And I feel like Shazam will do really well when it comes out. Because
I'm
it's
hoping
going to
it
go in a
does.
different direction. It's not going to be dark like the other movies, so. Or at least it
I
doesn't
think you
seem
can't
like
have
it will.
Shazam Dark.
Yeah.
Unless
I
I
don't
would
know.
imagine it'd be.
You could do like the. I guess he wasn't even a bad guy in Injustice, but
Nah, he was just killed off
yeah,
because he disagreed with
Superman
Superman.
was the bad guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Man, that game was awesome.
I need to go back and play that game.
It's so good.
Yeah, I
Ah.
honestly don't know how they could make Shazam like dark. Just like you start out the
Mhm.
movies, like he gets superpowers, and then somebody realizes it's him, so they kill his parents. It's just like, whoa.
I'd be interested to
This is
see
supposed to be comedy.
like this movie, where it's just Billy Batson and Shazam, and then another movie where it's the 5 kids and the tiger or whatever. Have you seen that?
No.
Dude, I'd be
Yes.
interested to see another version where it's that. I don't know if they do it, but
They would have to like make one of the, I think it was the two twins essentially. One of them has to become a mop and a bucket at one point throughout the movie. In that case, just for a good old throwback.
Oh man.
You got
Oh,
one
you
turning
talking
into
about
a
you talking about
tiger, and the other
the
one's a bucket.
oh, what is it called? The Wonder Twins? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh man. That's scratching the bottom of the barrel of DC people. Well, no, I won't even say scratching the bottom of the barrel. Scratching the bottom of the barrel is like getting the super friends and getting like those that people never heard of. Like, who was that genie from the super friends? Do y'all remember him?
Oh Christ,
The
yeah.
genie, and then you had Black
He
Lightning
was
or
their
Black
version of
Thunder.
he was their version of the Martian. That shit was so stupid.
And freaking who was the dude that was literally just Johnny Storm, like the fire guy.
Yeah.
He was just literally just Johnny Storm, like from the character, like not even from the superpowers, but just the character. He was Johnny
I have
Storm.
no idea.
And then you had
Firestorm?
was his name
Was he in it?
Firestorm? I don't know. To
That's
me,
another guy that's catches on fire on
to,
DC.
to me, he,
I don't know. I don't know if that's the
there's a lot
kind
of
of connection you're making, but
for some reason, to me, he reminded me of a fire hydrant, despite the fact that his power is catching on fire.
I mean, that's one way to put it out.
And then,
Yeah.
I think once we get to like Apache Chief, that's like the precursor of DC bottom of
But
the
you could have,
barrel
like-
superhero movies.
you'd have like Angle Man.
Oh God,
You just like protractors and stuff.
or Stretch
Triangles.
Man or whoever. What is this you like to see?
Pokemon Red and Blue movie in the works, and it is in the same world as Detective Pikachu.
All right, well, let's talk about this breaking news real quick. A live-action
Wow.
film based on Pokemon Red and Blue may be in development. According to We Got This Covered, Legendary is developing 2 more Pokemon movies, while one will be centered around the powerful psychic Pokemon Mewtwo. We need to look at that. The other is reportedly an adaptation of the original 2 games. The film will be reported to be sent to the same universe as Detective Pikachu, but the 2 narratives will not have any connection. At this time, the rumor is unconfirmed, so it's entirely possible this movie will not even get made or this rumor will be debunked. So
they're just gonna wait until Detective Pikachu
yeah,
comes out and see how well it does, and then they'll be like, all right.
Oh, they already know it's gonna sell out immediately on the spot, but they're just like, let's have this ready to go just in case.
Now, it's funny that you brought this up because I had a conversation with someone, and we were talking about how when the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee games came out, some people were starting to feel like, Nintendo or Pokemon Company, whoever you want to blame, is really focusing on Gen 1 lovers of the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I don't really see that, at least not yet. I know, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, it's all Gen 1. It's a remake of Oh, actually, as far as I know, it's a remake of Pokemon Yellow, because some of the stuff you do in Yellow is different. It's slightly different than what you do in Red and Blue, but it's essentially the same game.
Yeah.
With that being said, with this movie, can y'all see a Red and Blue Pokemon movie coming out like that? Like, how would you work that? Because I know, like, y'all seen, I don't know if y'all seen it, but they had the Pokemon, what was it called? Origins, what was telling the story of Red and Blue, or mostly Red.
I can kind of see it working because I mean if they can make that one Dragon Ball movie that shouldn't exist but does exist, but they had a proper script behind it. They had Nintendo backing it,
Oof.
and Nintendo actually being like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu, let's do it. And it's just like, if they're allowing that to go through, that means that they actually have some really hardcore fans in the background, or at least want to have fun with it and show that Pikachu, or essentially like the Pokemon universe or the cinematic Nintendo universe, if they ever create that, is something that could actually be enjoyable and actually more humorous versus like dead on serious, where like Ash is like running out the room, turning his hat backwards, and oh my god, I'm imagining fucking, what is his name? Ryan Reynolds being Ash. Oh my god.
I can imagine. I can imagine Detective Pikachu making a call to that, like making a joke towards that.
I really hope so.
Which, yeah, I hope so too. That seems like Ryan Reynolds to me seems like the actor who is like, ever since he broke out. Well, I wouldn't say break out, but ever since he done Deadpool, I feel like he's the kind of character who would like make references to whatever the source material of any movie or show or whatever that he's in. Especially if it comes to the point where he makes parodies of it. Like if he did the whole turn his hat backwards and stuff, like let's solve this mystery or whatever. People,
I would laugh so hard.
I would laugh too. And I can imagine him doing something like that. Well, I was just about to say something about this. Oh yeah, so I just looked at the next paragraph, and it says pretty much just explaining the game or what the possibility of the movie could be. And as I said, it looks like the plot will be similar towards Pokemon Origins.
Wait, I just realized something. If it's in the same universe, that means Ryan Reynolds may actually appear, but instead of the Pikachu that he could have caught, it could have been the Pikachu that he caught originally, or just kept out of the ball, and then something happened to him, and then Pikachu decided to go on his own. So it could be like Ryan Reynolds as the Pikachu being like, "Get the fucking ball away from me! Like, I'm not your slave. Like, go away."
Gotta explain, like, how is he able to talk, or at least, well, no, because like only the kid can understand
Yes.
the Pokemon. So yeah, I guess we really need to do that. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I guess it all depends on how successful the Detective Pikachu movie will be.
Well,
Yeah.
with that also, it can showcase that if they're wanting to put more work into like actual video game movies, this may be like the opening for like a Nintendo like essentially like cinematic universe and not just Pokemon universe.
That
Yeah,
is a
I can see
good
it.
possibility, and I can see that because
Well, they
there's
got
been
Sonic.
we got the
We
Sonic
don't
movie
we don't
coming
Not really
talk
out.
about
Nintendo,
that.
but
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Oh man, we just gotta wait
there's
until
actually a
whenever
lot.
they.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of video game movies, I guess. I feel like now that we've run our course with superhero movies, I mean, I know they're still making some, but the Avengers movies are probably about to end. That we'll see a lot more video game movies.
Especially if they come out being good and stuff, we may start seeing like from superhero. We'll start the video game movie bubble.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they have a couple already that were like. Did you guys watch the World of Warcraft movie?
I didn't see it. I was told that was
Yeah,
not really good though.
it is. It was a bigger hit for the Chinese than it was Americans. Like it was
Of
dead
course.
obvious. It,
They love World of Warcraft over there.
Yeah, I mean they made another Transformers movie, so can't really. I mean, I love it though. The movie wasn't terrible. I played the game before. It had nothing to do with the game, but I mean, it was still kind of cool to see, like that live action. I guess with references to the game.
Yeah,
But
I talked to a few people that were heavily into World of Warcraft, and some of the lore was just so off that they were just like,
oh yeah, it's
why?
And that's like to me that's really big when it comes to like video game movies or pretty much any movie that has some kind of source material, like the comic book movies. If you're not following any of the references or like the lore or anything like that, people are gonna call it out. And you can have like big name actors, whatever. If it's not following the lore or anything, people are gonna shut it down like immediately.
Yeah, definitely.
Because look at the Dragon Ball Evolution movie. Even though we don't want to look back at that,
did not happen. We do not talk about that.
You know what though? They do a really good job bringing out the animated movies though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if they just stuck to that and not made them live action, I think they would do way better. Because I mean, Halo has a couple live action, but I mean, I still think there was a Halo movie that came out that was like little episodes, and they were all animated in different ways. Like one was a painting, one was like futuristic. All animation was like really high tech. But if they do stuff like that, I think that would be cool.
I can
I'm
see.
just imagining Master Chief sitting in front of a painting of like Blood Gulch or like what like the second level in Halo, and just shell shot, like all you hear is
It's pretty awesome, man. They have the painting one was a Arbiter story. It was
Okay.
pretty good, yeah. But I mean, I think if they did more of those, it would probably do better than trying to make them live action with people playing. Like the Sonic is really weird looking,
Yeah.
Like, keep it to just not having people dressed up.
I hope it's not
better.
I hope it's not the person playing Sonic not dressed up or anything, like having some
or do what they do with Detective Pikachu. I mean,
well, I think that's
he's
what they're trying to
animated. Everybody
go
else
for.
is real.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to go for, but they're trying to make Sonic look like a humanoid character, or it's like, don't do that. Just make him a cartoonish hedgehog that's just happened to be in the human world. I mean, just go
I would have done that.
Go with the Sonic that's in the Wreck-It Ralph movie. Just go with that. Don't go, overboard. Like, just take that model, add fur, bam, there you go. There's Sonic.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all you got to do. But I hope, like, if they do go with this, like the article says, it's just a rumor. There's nothing confirmed. But if this does happen and if it does become live action, I'm hoping if it does go live action, I hope it's similar to Detective Pikachu in the style of the Pokemon. Other than that, since it's just a rumor, I can't really say anything about it, but just gotta be on the lookout for that.
Most definitely.
Yeah. But in other video game news, we got the Resident Evil remake demo. The article I put out is talking about the release, which is a couple of days ago. For those who don't know about the Resident Evil 2 demo, it's called One Shot. Demo is which you play the game for 30 minutes. Once you press the start button up to the 30 minutes is up, you can die as many times as you want. You play as Leon Kennedy. Claire's not in the demo. I haven't played the demo. Have any of y'all got a chance to play it?
All the way through.
To be honest, I haven't played any Resident Evil games.
I haven't either. Well, I'll take that back. I played a few, but I played Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 5, and
you missed over the good ones. Ooh.
Yeah, like I wasn't. Well, I'm not really big into survivor horror, which is funny because one of my favorite survivor horror games is Silent Hill 2, and that's probably like the
Okay.
only ones I played. Like the only pretty much any horror game that I can think of I played was, let's see, Resident Evil, Silent Hill 2, uh, BioShock, I guess if you can count that.
More of an action thriller, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can count that, and freaking Doki Doki Literature Club. That's like the only horror games I can think of. But
I'm just not big on zombies, dude.
well, the whole
I never have been.
well, it's weird that you say that because like this is a zombie game, but at this point, I feel like the whole zombie thing in gaming was starting to die out, and then Resident Evil 7 came out and pretty much revived it, or at least in the Resident Evil series, because 7 came out and then people were talking about, hey, when you gonna remake Resident Evil 2 since you did 1 a couple years ago, and then lo and behold, a year later 2 is being released or being announced.
Yeah, I mean these games do really well. A lot of people I know play this, so
And it's
I'm
fun.
sure they're good. I can't get into zombies, man. I've tried. Like I've seen all the movies, but it's
I've never
I don't
seen
know.
any of the movies.
Any zombie game, I get bored with it super fast. So
Yeah, this was like the zombie games before the zombie like craze really hit. So,
yeah, because the games were out before the movies, right?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Like I think the movie came out in 2000 or 2001, and I believe it was 97 or 98 for Resident Evil 1, and then like every year after that was essentially Resident Evil 2, then Resident Evil 3. So,
Yeah, it's Resident Evil was the zombie game before zombie games. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was some that came up before that, but this was what put zombie games on the map.
oh yeah.
For those who haven't played Resident Evil 2 and is looking at the Resident Evil 2 remake, the gameplay is a lot different. Like the story is similar, but the gameplay is different. In Resident Evil 2, you had what was called tank controls, and I forgot for the camera, a fixed camera. So
Yeah. 6 camera angles.
yeah, so your camera wasn't behind your character or wasn't first person. It would be like kind of how like a surveillance camera would be. It would be like in a corner or off to the side, but you will see from like a top, not technically a top down view, but enough where you can see like your character in whatever area of the room he or she's in. The only difference with this is that camera could be facing towards your character or away your character, and you can move your character in that room. Once you get towards or far away from the camera will switch to another camera, and that's where the scares would come in, because you'll go around a corner, you won't see a zombie, but you may hear him. And then as soon as that camera snaps to the next camera, boom, there's a zombie in front of you, or boom, there's a trap. So it's a lot different than it is now. And I think like what Resident Evil 4, I think was the first one that started the whole third person thing, right?
I'm pretty sure it was Dead Aim that did it, but Resident Evil 4 definitely perfected it and made it a lot more mainstream and more acceptable. Because Resident Evil 1 through, I think, 1 through 3 and then Code Veronica was using the fixed camera angles, but it didn't really allow you much movement. You couldn't move to the sides, you had to do a full, like, you actually had to physically stop and turn your character and then go. So,
yeah.
for some people, that was too challenging and not really fluid. So, with Resident Evil 4, you were able to move side to side, you had more fluidity in your character's movement, and especially with the character's new angle over the shoulder, it changed a lot of the gameplay aspects. And some people religiously hate Resident Evil 4 for it, but even they're like, it was for the better too. So
It's funny you said that, because I used to hear like nothing but good things about Resident Evil 4. Like people say, "Oh man, you gotta play. It's fun. It's great." And the game's been released on like I think 3 No, let's see, three
It's been
generations
released
of
on every
consoles
single console since it came
since
out.
the GameCube. Yeah, it was, and that's
Yep.
funny. It was originally a GameCube only game, which was funnier. What's funnier than that? It was initially a PlayStation game. So first three games come out on PlayStation, then it jumps on the GameCube all of a sudden, and I guess like PlayStation people are like, hey, how come we don't get a version? And then like after that, they were like, screw it, we're gonna put it on every version or every system.
I don't remember if they did the Resident Evil 1 remake and then 0 remake on the GameCube first, or if it was 4 and then those games. But
I want to say they did the remake of one first on the GameCube, and then Zero came out, and then they went to, and I think the remake came out after 4, didn't it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And
I just don't
then
remember which order 1 or 4 came back out.
I
But
think I think 4 came out, then the remake for 1 came out, then Zero, and
yeah,
then I want to say after Zero, 5 came out, and I think after 5, they did the remake again for 1 for the consoles, and then did they do a Zero remake?
they did a 0 remake. Was specific. Well, so 0 I think was originally on the N64,
No.
or I forget where it was.
Zero was on the GameCube because it came out like around the same time 4 came out.
Like, I'm trying to remember. So it came out as a standalone game.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if they made a remake of it then. I know that they released the um, for remake 1 and then the 0 for PC as well. But other than that, the games have just been on either PC or console, or the GameCube specifically, except for the Resident Evil 4, which has been pretty much everywhere. It's a Skyrim of zombie games, essentially.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them. And I think like what really worked for Resident Evil 4 and then on is they try to make it more into not so much as a survival horror game, but more of a action survival game. Because you're
That's what they
still
tried to do with 5 and 6,
yeah,
and it did not go well.
because it became more about, instead of trying to survive and everything, they try to make it where like you get so many guns, you get so many bullets. I mean, granted, you're still kind of you got to be conservative of your bullets and everything, but it's
Yeah.
not, there's no tension. Because to me, I guess like to me or to some people, the tank controls are what made the game scarier, because you're not, you don't have fluid control of your character, so that's something you got to get used to, while at the same time you got to deal with like these monsters and shit.
I
So
think for 5 and 6, what they tried to really do differently from 4 was try to really include the multiplayer versions of the game into it. So they had to change the inventory system almost entirely, which nobody liked it. Like, it straight up was just like just disgusting to use, even on console. Like, even on PC, it was even hard to use, and there was no real good way to set it up. And not many people like 5 and 6 because they tried to go from like 4 handled a new version essentially of virus with a Los Plagos, but when they get to 5, they're like, well, how do we include the T virus with the Los Plagos? It doesn't really work too well. So then you just get like this like really muddy like waters essentially being written, and nobody really liked the story of 5 or 6, but they handled it really well with the transitional that it was Resident Evil 4.
yeah, and I think with the what happened now that PT came, well, I wouldn't say came out, but with PT being out, the new Silent Hill was coming out, and then Capcom's like, oh snap, PT's coming out, people are loving the demo, and I think they just figured like, okay, the next best thing is going to be first person, not anything new, but they figure, hey, if people are getting a lot of love for PT and this new style of Silent Hill, maybe we should go that route, and that's what they did with Resident Evil 7. But I want to say Capcom got lucky that Konami decided to like cancel Silent Hills, and I think that gave them the boost to make Resident Evil 7 to make it the game that it is now.
Both of them were in development near the same time, actually. But
Yeah,
Resident Evil 7 was a lot more in depth into the game than you would probably think.
I,
Um, I'm really sad when PT ended up getting canceled because that was the only thing that they were doing that actually showed like any amount of effort, and they're just like, not gonna do it.
well, there is like someone made a mod, or not a mod, but more like they took PT and made it its own game, and it's out for the PC.
Huh.
I forgot what it's called. PT something or something PT. I want to say it's called PT Infinite, but I could be wrong. But yeah, someone has made a PC built of the game and made it where you can play the game in full. So I would imagine it plays
Okay.
just like the actual playable teaser, but with slight differences.
Yeah,
So
probably not as good looking as well.
could,
That game was beautiful.
yeah, that game, like I didn't play. Well, yeah, I didn't play it. I just saw videos of it, and I was like, wow, this looks really good. And then it was coming out on just the PlayStation 4. That alone would make me thought like, okay, PlayStation 4 is the console game of the year, because I saw that and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then all that crap happened with Konami and Kojima, and I was like, oh man, you've got to be kidding me.
Yep, Kojima played his part in his hand perfectly, and then Konami's just like, we make more money off pachinko,
Yeah,
so bye.
yeah. So
That's sad.
yeah, so I guess like people are. I mean, from the sound of things, people, both new fans and old, are very excited for Resident Evil 2. You know, anyone who played Resident Evil 2 back in the day, you know, would love coming back to this. It's different from the initial game. Some of the items, some of the zombie placements. If you have like a photographic memory of Resident Evil 2, forget about it, because some of the stuff has changed. Zombie placements are different. Like even people that kept saying like the liquor scene is different.
Yeah.
So like that's like a really big thing, because like most, like I said, I didn't play the game, but people say like one of the scariest moments was the liquors when they were first introduced, and now it's different. And I guess Capcom knew that, because you know, of course, if there was like a very important scene, there's one or two ways you can do that. It's recreate that scene perfectly, or if it's like in the case of Resident Evil, make it where something that's supposed to scare or supposed to like mess with people, mess with them again, but in a different way. And
Essentially.
yeah, and then like I'm actually watching a video of someone playing the one shot demo right now, and I'm guess this looks just like the room he's in is like the main room of the police station. Excuse me, and he's, you know, talking to he was talking to the cop who you know, who's damaged himself or got damaged, and he's, you know, going around solving puzzles and stuff. But the game looks beautiful. It looks great. They're using the same engine as Resident Evil 7. Game is dark.
It's definitely more upgraded. Like, there are so many tweaks you can do to it.
Yeah, and
This will run on your toaster. This is how good they went above and beyond.
I'm glad it's not just a visual upscale and everything. They actually made, it seems like it's been made from the ground up, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks really good. Brandon, you have any thoughts on this?
Not really. Like I said, I haven't played any of them, so I mean, I'd be willing to try it out, but as far as like having an opinion about it, I don't really have one.
Okay.
But I mean, it sounds interesting based off of what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, and then there's one thing I got to mention to those who wants to play this game as well. There's parts where the zombies, like say the zombies try to attack you, like you're following Leon Kennedy or your Claire, whoever. You come to a spot, zombie attacks you. The way it works is the zombie tries to bite you, and the camera will zoom into you, like towards you, to the part where the zombie is trying to bite you at, and you gotta shake them off, like however you're supposed to shake them off. After you shake them off, however, the camera becomes disorientated. So I'm guessing what they're trying to say is when that happens, the camera will not go back to where it initially was. So that will cause disorientation for the player. So like if you're going straight, zombie attacks you, you shake him off. All of a sudden, the camera is facing the other way, so you're trying to fight. I guess this is what they're what do you call it? Supposed to take over from the take controls instead of like having these weird controls and movements. You get attacked. Now you're disorientated. Now you gotta get yourself resituated to gain control of the situation before you get killed or whatever.
A literal case of getting shook.
Yeah, literally getting shook. Yeah. But yeah, you got 30 minutes to play the game. After that 30 minutes is up, it'll show you the trailer, and you can watch you can go back and watch the trailer as much as you want, but you can't play the game again unless if you got multiple accounts on your PlayStation, your Steam, or you got multiple Steam accounts or multiple Xbox One accounts. That's the one way to get around it. Like I hear people making multiple accounts so they can play the demo as many times as they can, and then they'll stream it or record it or whatever. And
there are also trainers for the PC that will extend the time indefinitely, but we cannot suggest you do that because of just viruses going around and whatever else. So
yeah, definitely be careful of that. And I think someone said this is the same build from the E3 show.
yes, the demo is of the E3 build. So when the version comes out on next Friday, well, this Friday actually, it's going to be substantially better.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
It's definitely going to be a good thing.
Yeah, that's definitely good. I personally not very excited. I mean, I'm excited that the game's coming out for other people, I guess. But me personally, I don't plan on getting this game. I wouldn't mind trying it out just to see what it's all about. I'll probably download the demo sometime soon and give it a shot. What y'all's thought on it?
Already pre-ordered.
Oh, you got it pre-ordered.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're ready.
As soon as I saw it was viable on Steam, I was already bought.
Oh, nice.
I am hyped. There is one last thing that I would like to add to that. If Brandon doesn't want to add anything else.
No.
Okay, Resident Evil 7, 4, 1, and remake of 1, as well as 0 are coming to the Switch.
Really?
Yep.
So the remake
I
of
actually
1
found out.
and 7 is coming to the Switch.
I think 7's already out on the Switch, but the remake of 1 and 0 were recently announced, as well as 4.
That's good.
Yeah. So you can rebuy, Resident Evil 4 for like the 7th or 8th time if you're a collector of digital copies.
Yeah. How many times are we gonna save the president's daughter? Who knows? As many times as needed.
Yep.
I need to play that game. I think I want to get. I think I should get a copy of Resident Evil 4 and just play it.
Honestly,
it's on every system.
Oh yeah, it's honestly, as Brandon was saying, it didn't follow the zombie craze. Essentially, it is more of a biological, or parasitical aspect versus they just turn into zombies and whatever else. These are actual AI that are some actually have some stories behind them. You could actually go around the towns and actually find notes and diaries from the actual villagers. They're fully conscious human beings. It's just they're infected with a parasitical virus.
Like
that
some of them
causes
even use
them to get
weapons.
Oh yeah, fucking. It actually is a pretty good game, and there's a reason many people, even the ones that are bitter and have a 9 out of 10 on result meter, are still it's still the best, but this is bullshit. So I would definitely recommend getting at least 4, or at least trying out 4, even if you don't like the main Resident Evils.
I'll definitely have to give it a try. All right. Going from Capcom to Nintendo, or at least in Russia, Nintendo issues official statement regarding the allegations made against Nintendo Russia CEO Yasha Hadaji. So, for those who don't know the full story, Nintendo had some kind of live stream going on, and Russia's CEO was there, and he was pretty salty. I don't know what game they were playing, but he was upset to the point where he was throwing tantrums and swearing live on the live stream. Nintendo did like their own little investigation after a former employee came out and said some stuff, talking about how he's been threatening employees with their jobs, saying, you know, you're gonna get fired, you know, all this crazy stuff. Nintendo did their own little investigation, haven't found anything about him threatening, you know, other employees, but upon, you know, knowledge of his little outbursts, they decided to give him a warning about his effort or about his conduct, because he breaks, even though he completely broken the code of conduct that Nintendo has, they decided to give him a warning, and a formal warning rather, and he make him issue an apology to all Nintendo Russia employees. Not really something you would expect for someone who's working at Nintendo, but then again, this is Russia.
Let's be fair. If you're playing Dark Souls, I think it's Dark Souls, or is it Demon Souls on the Switch?
Dark Souls is on the Switch. Is that the game that it was?
I'm pretty sure that's probably why he was told. He just got a formal complaint and then had to apologize. Because let's face it, if any of us play that and don't rage, you're either a saint or something's wrong with you.
Yeah, Dark Souls is a very difficult game.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to me, like someone who's working in Nintendo went on a live stream, and it's someone as big as a CEO, like not even like an intern or like not even a developer. It was someone who runs the Russia branch of Nintendo, and going on a live stream and just loses his shit. Like it's funny to me. I wonder. It doesn't say what game it was. It was Nintendo of Europe who did the investigation, not Nintendo of Japan or America or anything like that. So it wasn't
That's probably why they were a little bit more lenient on them.
Yeah. Gotta suck though for the public humiliation you gotta go through. One, for the tantrum and everything, and then to come back and like have to apologize and have people know you got a formal warning about that. Especially someone as high as a CEO or general manager. I'm sorry, general manager. But yeah, I figured that would be something that's worth sharing. Pretty funny little thing there. Y'all have any thoughts about that? Anybody?
Not really. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, going from Nintendo to Marvel, Deadpool creator has a brand new X-Men character, Major X.
It was Mario Kart. Are you kidding me?
So, Mario Kart? I've raged on Mario Kart.
It's fucking Mario Kart.
Is that the game that made it? Was Mario Kart?
Yes. I'm watching the live stream now. It was fucking Mario Kart.
Who's he playing as?
It doesn't say.
Oh,
I haven't muted currently.
That actually makes sense.
The 4 people on the teams are Daisy, Donkey Kong, Inkling Girl, and Rosalina.
Oh man, that is rich. That actually makes more sense now, because that and Mario Party are like the 2 Nintendo games you should be raging off of. Everything and Smash Brothers. Those are the 3 Nintendo games that make sense for people to rage off of. So if anything, I think this guy deserves a pass.
Yeah, I mean, it depends though. If it was like a live stream that,
well, I mean, yeah,
was trying to showcase a game to like millions of people or something, then I could see him getting in trouble.
Well,
I guess he has to be somewhat professional, being in that position that he's in. But at the same time, I mean, how many live streams do you watch where people get really upset about a video game?
Yeah,
you know?
and I think it goes without saying, like, yeah, he shouldn't be doing that, because 1, he's on a live stream, and 2, he's a general manager. And
Yeah.
he's supposed to showcase a game that's obviously being marketed towards kids. So yeah, it makes sense for him not to do that. But I'm just saying in a I guess in a not logical standpoint, you know, it makes sense for him to get mad at that game because who hasn't?
Yeah, I mean,
raged
being
at
a
that
gamer,
game?
you understand. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just all about professionalism, especially at his stature.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a professional setting, which I'm guessing it would have had to been, then I can see.
Kind of.
Because I mean, if he was playing at his house, just on his own, like Twitch stream or something, then I don't see why he would get in trouble or should get in trouble for that. But
Well,
So from the live stream, it kind of looks like there was two players playing there, and then he kind of just comes in, and it looks like he's playing a round or two, and then it keeps cutting back to like the face cameras of the people there, and I think they're like either interns or like just people that are just like invited to the event, etc. And they know how important this guy is and whatever else, because he's again CEO of the Nintendo for Russia, and he just like the one guy just like laughs it off like this guy is fucking insane, and the other one looks like he's having a like severe panic attack, going, "Oh shit,
I wonder if
Nintendo was
those.
mad at me."
I wonder if those were the two he threatened to fire allegedly.
Possibly
yeah, it could be.
beating my ass in Mario Kart.
It was also
Bullshit.
Russian, so
Yeah.
they don't mess around.
Oh no, man!
Oh, they don't fire. They they get the mafia on you. I
Oh
forgot.
no,
Yeah.
you'll get fired. You'll get fired in front of a firing range, but that's how it works. That's just great. Knowing that it was Mario Kart, it makes the story even better.
Yeah, that's funny.
Now I want to go back and watch the live stream. I'll probably do that after the podcast.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll link it.
All right. So yeah, Rob Liefeld, who created Deadpool, has created a brand new X-Men character called Major X. And what's funny about this is this character was actually, or he created this character years ago, back in 91, 92. But from what the article, or what he said is in the article rather, they were having like some kind of brainstorm, and he had the character in his mind, like he had, you know, things to go, but he didn't really push for it. He's just like, you know what, other people, let's see what they got going on. And now, nearly 30 years later, he's like, hey, Major X, he's coming. Here he is. So I don't know if y'all heard about the new character coming out, but new character, 30 years in the making. He's coming out. First comic comes out in April.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, and I don't think like the story, or I won't say the origin story, but the backstory of this character is he lives on a planet called the Existence, and it's just ruled by mutants, just nothing but mutants over there. And I guess correct me if I got the article up on the Discord, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to look at it, make sure I'm saying it right. He's on Earth for some reason because the planet has been destroyed, and he's managed to survive, and now he's trying to bring the planet back.
So from what I gathered, and from the short synopsis, is essentially a portal happened due to some events, and he ended up getting stranded on essentially the world that we're going to be seeing in the, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And apparently something happened to his version of the world for the Existence, and apparently the Existence realm, essentially, or plane, gets destroyed, and now he has to figure out a way to get back.
So he's trying to save his home planet from a
plane entirely. So I'm guessing it's just another universe, essentially, but worded weirdly.
That's strange, because has the X-Men ever done multiple universes? I don't think they ever have.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, dude.
Cause I know like Deadpool have done the whole like I know Deadpool done the whole different Deadpool's thing, but I don't think like the X-Men themselves have done multiple universes. I think that's
I'm
always
sure
been
they
like
have, dude. X-Men is
I
so
want to say they
like,
have too, but I just can't
man,
think
they
of
never
anything.
stop with these X-Men.
It's
There
hard to
was
keep up.
Marvel Zombies, where they did end up having
Yeah,
X-Men come into it, and then basically realm or universe shifting because they ran out of people to eat in their universe, so they have to go into other universes. So I guess that would be the only reference that I know of.
Yeah, and I think like also Deadpool like killed, in his weird alternate universe, killed all the Marvel superheroes. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would
they do the
imagine.
whole like in the movies they do the time travel thing.
So there must be some kind of multiverse thing going on with the X
Yeah,
Men. I mean, if they got the Spider Verse and then they have like the multiverse in DC, there has to be like some multiverse kind of thing going on with Marvel itself as well.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of X-Men, dude.
Well,
I'm
is
not
it,
super salty that they're making another character. I mean, that's cool, but uh, they
aren't
keep making X-Men movies and stuff, and honestly, they're not that great. So I don't
isn't
see how
isn't
they keep
Dis,
getting greenlit for these. But
isn't Disney about to get the license for X Men soon once Fox loses it?
they're trying to get
I,
Fox, and they have Marvel already. But once that happens, I mean,
They need to
I'm
get the
sure they'll
fucking hope
make
they get
entire.
it
more.
back.
They like I don't like the idea Marvel or Disney has the Marvel license. I wish Marvel was still by itself, but
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything wrong going on with the Marvel movies so far. I haven't seen anything going wrong with Marvel itself since Disney have acquired them. So I don't know if Disney acquires the X-Men, maybe we can finally get a crossover with the Avengers or X-Men. I mean, I highly doubt that because we got
yeah.
Endgame
I
coming
really
out.
want Deadpool to come into X-Men,
Oh yeah,
and
that'll be
I
they
definitely
mean,
kind of
something.
do it in the Deadpool movies, but
Deadpool 2, they definitely retcon it with
yeah.
that.
That'll be definitely something I
But
would like
also,
to see.
dude, I don't know. I want they won't do Wolverine the same. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
for
know how they're gonna
me,
do that.
I'm out of X-Men.
Yeah, if they, I guess like the safe thing to do is if they do acquire the X-Men and if they try to do like some kind of tie-in with Deadpool and the X-Men, they're gonna have to change the cast. Like I can't imagine the original cast being
Yeah.
there.
Well, they also have to bring back um oh gosh, now I can't remember his name. The actor for Wolverine.
Yeah.
Gene
Because
Hackman
if they
or
don't
not Gene
put
Hackman.
the same guy and they have Deadpool in that movie, then
Oh,
Hugh
it's
Jackman.
not going to work out.
what they should do is for like Deadpool 3, get the actor for it, have him come in just as a regular like cast member, or even just a random person just like walking the street, and then Deadpool just go, "Oh shit, it's Wolverine," as he's like fucking face planting something. Just have
Yeah, that
him
would be
like
cool.
casually in.
Yeah,
Now
I
my
don't know.
thing is like, will they
I
be
mean
able?
the Wolverine movie um, that came out, Logan, that was good.
Yeah.
I
Oh
enjoyed
yeah.
that. But as far as the actual X-Men movies, I haven't enjoyed those at all.
Has there been
They
another X-Men
do this
movie
weird
that
time
came
travel.
out?
Yeah, they did the one with like I guess they were trying to set up a Phoenix storyline,
Ugh.
but
Oh yeah,
I
and
don't know,
then I
man.
think there's
That
another
was
Phoenix
weird.
movie supposed to come out too, right?
What is it?
Another Phoenix movie.
Yeah, they were talking about it. It's supposed to be the girl from the Game of Thrones show.
Hmm.
Uh, one of the daughters on there. I don't know, man. I just tired of him doing the time travel thing. Let's make it start all over where they're young people. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just I guess something we just have to see. As for this Major X character, I haven't really followed much of the X-Men side of things with Marvel. I'm more of the Spider-Man and Venom kind of thing. But I think this will be something to see, especially something that the Deadpool creator have made and has been kept under wraps for like 30 years and it finally decided like, okay, we're going to break this character out. I like to see how this goes.
Can we talk about something real quick?
What is that?
How all the Marvel shows on Netflix are being canceled
Oh,
Yes,
one by one. They're
I
coming out with another season of Punisher, but pretty much everything else is done.
I think they're done with. I remember last year they said they were done with Iron Fist. Iron
Yeah,
Fist, rather.
Iron Fist is done. Yeah,
And I think Luke Cage is done. I think they mentioned another show,
yeah.
but they're gonna make
I
another
think
season.
Daredevil is done as well.
I thought they were making another season of Daredevil. I could be wrong though.
I don't know. I hope they do. I mean, that's my favorite. He's my favorite Marvel character, but I
But
don't know.
like you said, yeah, they are making another season of Punisher.
Punisher. Well, their best ones are Punisher, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones. As far as
Yeah, I
like
don't-
people who watch them, those are the top three that get the most views.
And it's
I'm
funny.
pretty sure not very many people liked Iron Fist as well because it just kind of seemed really whiny.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it and enjoyed it, but I'm not upset that it's canceled.
Yeah.
And same with Luke Cage. Like I watched season 1 and a little bit of season 2 and didn't finish either of them. So
I ain't even watched season 2 of Luke Cage yet. I'm like probably 4 or 5
wait,
episodes
is there a
short
season 2? Maybe there's not a season 2.
of Luke Cage.
There's season 2 for Luke Cage.
Is there? Oh.
Yeah.
I can't remember because I watched
so.
The Defenders, and The Defenders was
Got ya.
The only reason I know that there's a season 2 of Luke Cage is because of the episode names. The first season episodes are named by songs from Gangstar's music, and I think season 2 is Eric B and Rakim. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. Which I thought was pretty cool, especially for those who like old school hip hop.
Yeah. Like, the Defenders was essentially like, Iron Fist, no. And he's like, Iron Fist, yes. That's pretty much the entire fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was the Defenders too, and I think they're canceling that as well, right?
Thank God.
well. If they're canceling the other ones, I'm sure that it'll
would
be
imagine.
canceled as well. It kind of seemed like a one and done thing, anyways. Because as soon as it ended, Daredevil season 3 came out, and it follows after the Defenders show.
Hmm.
So
I think Disney is going to be doing their own streaming service soon. So they may be
yeah,
canceling their contracts for that
they
purpose.
could move to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they could move to Disney and then start
I
production.
don't
for
know.
them.
I feel like
If
on
not for
Netflix they
them-
have more leeway to make it however they want. Like
That's the problem.
They're pretty dark
I would
and not for kids.
I would imagine like if they go with Disney, like you said, they're not going to be dark, or it's not going to be. It's going to
yeah,
be
more
it's gonna
family.
Be it's going to be more family
Yeah.
friendly at the most or at the least. Whereas on Netflix they have more leeway, but they probably won't be able to produce enough to make Netflix money because Netflix is like the top streaming service at this point. Hell, I just read an article, not an article, but I read something not too long ago. The only thing Netflix is worried about is Fortnite.
Oh wow.
Fortnite is the only thing that's given Netflix competition. Of what I don't know, but
The actual
They're not-
bandwidth of the actual game on the internet is essentially what it means.
say what?
Fortnite's bandwidth overall is actually somewhat close to Netflix's
Oh,
in overall internet usage, as at least from what I'm guessing is being said, or
I-
due to popularity.
I gotta go back and find that article and find out. But
You know
yeah,
what's crazy though? A lot of shows are doing like a lot of TV channels or whatever you want to call it are moving to their own streaming.
yeah, like
Yeah.
pretty much
And
all
that's
the
just going to
news.
cause a shitstorm of its own.
Yeah, because they're pulling a bunch of I just read that The Office is being pulled from Netflix because it's going to go on somebody's streaming service. I don't remember.
Yeah.
NBC.
ABC, maybe NBC.
I think it's
something like
NBC
that, yeah.
because that's what The Office used to be on, was NBC.
yeah, then
Parks and Recs
it's
are also doing the same.
so crazy. I mean, how many people can you do that and charge before they're like, yeah, nah,
Yeah, because I was actually
I'm
just
not
about
paying
to.
15 subscriptions to watch all my favorite shows on 15 different places, you know?
Yeah.
I was just about to say I had this thought a couple weeks ago. Like TV at this point is dead because there's so many people who are just cutting their cords at this point. Like I don't know
Yeah.
anyone who has cable anymore. I don't know anyone who
Well,
has
no, I
cable.
mean, you can get DirecTV Go or DirecTV Now.
I don't even know anyone who
Yeah.
has DirecTV or
I mean,
Dish. Like everyone has either
same.
Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah.
even like I don't know anyone who actually has like a television subscription to anything. And now you
My
have
family
like,
still does.
and now
We
you
have the
have.
DirecTV Now, but we don't have anything else.
I think my father's
Yeah.
like the only person who still has cable, and it's not even like regular cable; it's like digital cable or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like now everyone is moving towards like Netflix, Hulu, all that. But now like you said, everyone's trying to do it and trying to have their own thing. So you got Disney
Yeah.
who's doing it, you got Netflix, Hulu, you got NBC, ABC, Fox, all of them trying to do that. And
Yeah.
then even Walmart is trying to do their own thing. They're trying to do their own streaming
Yeah.
service. So I think like
Yep.
it's slowly come to the point where TV is gonna be dead. Like no one's gonna pay for TV anymore. So for anything for TV, the only way TV is gonna survive is TV is gonna revert itself towards radio. I think TV is gonna be finally broadcast to the point where it's gonna be broadcast for free, but we're probably not gonna get as many channels as we do now. We're probably gonna go back to like the few channels people had like when TV first came out, making those free. But then if you want like premium shows, like your favorite, primetime TV shows or whatnot, you just gotta hope like Hulu hosts it or Netflix hosts it or whoever, and then end up making you pay for like different subscriptions and stuff. And I think that's where the money's gonna be in the future. Probably if not this year, maybe in the next few years.
Yeah, and I noticed on Amazon Prime Video that you pay subscriptions to watch shows from like HBO's on there. You pay however much Amazon says it is for a subscription just to watch HBO shows or movies. And then there's like ABC and you pay ABC's thing, and Stars and you pay Stars. So you end up with I don't know how many different subscriptions that are added onto your Amazon Prime bill
Yeah,
just
I
to
guess
watch shows that you could have gotten if you stayed with cable. So I mean, at what point is it actually cheaper to switch to one of those services instead of just having your TV
I guess it all depends
like a cable
on.
company?
I guess it all depends on how much TV or how many shows you watch. Like if you're like me, if you
Yeah.
don't watch a lot of TV, Netflix and Hulu will be enough. So
Well, that's why they did so well, because all of the shows that were on TV would go to them
yeah,
right after, like the day after they came on. So
Right.
that's why that was so successful. But now that everybody wants to do their own thing, I feel like it's getting out of hand at this point.
It was like a prime location for people to go to, or it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it has this, it also has this, cool. No, it's
Yeah,
like
just-
everything's being
I don't know.
separated.
I don't see many people paying different subscriptions just to watch shows on different places.
I think once all these extra companies are trying to do their own streaming service and they realize no one's buying this because they're only watching one show, they're not gonna spend $22 or whatever for a subscription just to watch one show. They'll start moving those shows back to like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, or start trying to bundle them together. Whereas now it's gonna be like how we do TV now, but with the exception, or not with the exception, but how we do TV now, but now on the internet. We'll be paying for cable streaming packages and stuff like that. But I think like we'll probably get there in a few years.
Yeah, I think one of three things is going to happen. They're going to do exactly what you said, where it's just going to be like everything is going to be bundled. I know right now Hulu has it to where if you pay $45 a month, you end up getting a lifetime subscription of the actual like the actual TV broadcaster lifetime,
where you could be like, you could go there, you could watch something over there, and allows you to link your accounts across everything. Um, the second one is probably going to be piracy. People are just going to go out and pirate things because I'm not going to spend like $30, $40 just to watch one movie or something else because I don't have cable. And then the third one is just going to be, I'm just going to pay the subscription for that month just to watch that show. And that's
Yeah.
only if like they are like for Netflix, we wanted to show support for the movies or shows they were making. So we give them the 10, $15 a month, and we're like, hey, I like Stranger Things, so here's $10. I watched season two, or I rewatched season one and then season two, because it's there. It's their own intellectual property, so it just makes it easier to do that. But if they keep moving to everything and there's no like real subscriptions or like, if I put $10 here, $15 there, and whatever else to get like a package deal, and you can pick which packages, or like again, you can just go back to cable, and it's the same thing. But now you have subscriptions where it's like, if you pay an extra $10, we'll remove the ads for you. Just like, what?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we had Netflix and Hulu, and we used to watch like the DC TV shows that were on like Arrow and Flash and all that on Hulu, and then they quit showing up on Hulu because CW has their own streaming app.
Ooh.
But you get on, and it's free, so you get on CW. But now instead of having no commercials, you sit through 5 minutes of commercials every like 15 minutes of the show. So it's, I don't know, man. It kind of sucks because it was just nice to have one single place to go and watch all the shows that you normally watch. So
yeah,
I don't know.
and it's like
And
you want to pay $15 for it to get the show.
And even though it's free, now you're sitting there watching ads, which
it's
AdSense.
It's like we wanted to give you $15 directly instead of us watching an ad, and it's literally like pennies that you're getting.
Yeah, and then YouTube did that too. They're like, oh, you know what? YouTube Red. Now you pay us to watch things that maybe you care about.
Maybe.
I think they're.
And then, you want to listen to music and be able to lock your phone? Okay. Now you can pay for YouTube Music and give us more money that way.
I will never in my life pay anything for YouTube.
No, me neither.
That makes no sense to pay money to watch something that anyone in this world can make. Because that's not like because most of that stuff's not from like a major studio or anything. That's in like someone's backyard or something. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. But there was something about some of the YouTube Red series is finally be coming out on regular YouTube for free to watch.
Yeah.
So I think like YouTube Red is gonna like
maybe it ran its course.
Yeah, and I think like we're now starting to see the death of being paid to watch not streaming services, but like being charged to watch premium content. Because like people, because I don't think people are gonna care or want to pay extra money just to watch something that they may or may not be interested in. So why go through that risk?
And I really hate because like Hulu used to be free.
Yes.
And then they started making you pay, and then YouTube videos were free, and most of them still are. And then they're like, "Hey, YouTube Red, now you get whatever video they want to make." You pay for. Now you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it's worse because Hulu, you could pay the $5 now, and then you would still get access to everything, but they would still include advertisements, unless you paid them more, which they then remove the advertisements.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
See, like
it's nuts, man.
I wouldn't I don't care for ads. Like 1 or 2 commercials, that's fine. And there's rare occasions where if you're like watching, say like you're watching an entire series, if you're like 2 or 3 episodes in, I haven't seen it happen in a while, but they'll put an ad that's like, okay, this ad is like 1 minute and 30 seconds long or 2 minutes long. But if you watch this ad for the next 30 minutes to an hour, we will not show any more ads. And they used to do that, and I don't know why they haven't done that recently. probably do that to like more premium show, or not premium shows, but like more primetime shows or whatever shows are popular. But paying extra just to take the ads out, especially in Hulu's case, where if it's like a really popular primetime show, like Agents of Shield, they'll still show advertisements in between the shows and stuff, even though you paid money for them not to pay or not to show ads. So it kind of defeats the purpose if you're watching like shows like that.
What
Dude,
I think as
I
well,
don't know.
what I think as well is like if the advertisements break the motion of some shows, to where like you could be into like a really intense spot and shit's about to go down, and then it's just like, hey, would you guys like to try out Viagra? And it's just like, whoa, what the no, go back, that guy's about to be fucked, like no.
Yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks that, like, you know, all of our favorite shows, or pretty much all of TV, you know, they got to rely on those ads so they can make money. It's just, but you would think
It's
like
weird
paying
for
extra
us
money
because
would block
like
that.
growing up, we had all that for free.
Well, I mean,
And
we
then
still paid.
now
Well,
it's
we
like,
still
hey,
paid money
man,
for
here's-
you know, cable and stuff. Well, we didn't, but you know, our parents did.
Yeah, but it
Well-
wasn't as expensive as it is now.
Yeah, because
Well,
now you have to do like a package deal of like $120 or even higher.
Yeah, you get
Higher
internet,
into the
TV,
internet.
a phone, like everything was there for
Yeah.
one payment.
The way
now it's
I,
like
the
everything
way I
separate.
remembered, we had a phone bill, we had the cable bill, and this was before cell phones. So you had
Yeah, landline.
landline and the cable, and we probably, if I remember, when we first moved here, we had up to maybe not even a lot of channels, like 20 something channels. Now I don't remember how much we paid, but I know we had those bills. But I don't remember my parents complaining about the cable or phone bill or anything like that. And they never said
nobody
anything about
did.
that. But now we see how popular TV is. We see how popular, you know, people like talking on phones, or pretty much at this point how phones are being used for everything besides calling people, and how people like the convenience of watching, you know, your favorite shows instead of having to waiting until 10 or 5 o'clock or whenever for your favorite show to come on. But, oh, I want to watch The Simpsons. Let me just go to The Simpsons and watch it right now. You know, people, I think like cable company and advertisers are realizing, hey, people have this ability. Let's make money off that. And, you know, have all these streaming services, you know, stream their shows, but charge them, you know, for like, hey, our show's gonna be on here. How much you gonna pay us? Oh, we're gonna pay you this much. Okay. Advertisers, we need more money. So this streaming service, in this case Hulu, you're gonna show advertisement on there, so that way Hulu can get their money, the people that you're watching your show on will get their money, and then you get to lose your money because you're paying for, you know, stuff like that. Oh, you don't watch these commercials? Okay, well, give us more money and we'll get rid of the commercials. Except, just kidding, because if you're watching a very popular show, you're gonna watch commercials.
Yeah. Dude,
But-
I watched the show the other day and saw the same ad 6 times in a row.
Oh my god, like
Same exact ad.
Pandora. Every time I go to work, I listen to Pandora, and I will hear the same ad over and over again. I'm like, dude, I don't care about these razors you're trying to sell me. I don't even shave that much. Shut up and go back to listening to P. Diddy.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
messed up.
I think the future of, or at least the future of entertainment for us, will be a lot more different. I think it's going to be internet orientated. It's going to be more internet orientated, to the point, like, hopefully we'll start seeing a decrease in the internet bill, because we'll see how much we rely on the internet for almost everything. TV itself will probably not die out, but will start getting less expensive, because, you know, like all the like DirecTV, Charter, you know, what have you, they're losing money, so they're gonna have to find a way to get more customers. But I hate to say it, but I think like services like Netflix and Hulu, now that all these other companies are starting to do their own streaming stuff, they're gonna raise their price and start doing stuff to stay ahead of the competition. So
Yeah, I think if it does die out, then all of these TV providers will just up the price on your internet. Since
Yeah.
you're not paying for their TV, then Well, you are, I guess, but online. So
I mean, I've noticed like the internet provider I have, their internet used to be like $40. Now it's like 50. So it's
yeah,
already starting to go up for me. And like you said, like if there's a provider that has both internet and cable, and they're realizing, hey, they're not getting our cable services, but they are using our internet. Let's raise the price on the internet, and
yeah,
that starts going towards the net neutrality thing when it comes to like, oh, okay, they're watching this show on this channel, but they're not using, or this website, but they're not using our website. Let's make it where, since they're using our service, we're going to start throttling down or whatever the websites that they go to. But if they go to our websites, they'll load faster and stuff like that. And that's where that whole
yeah.
net neutrality. I cannot talk. Net neutrality thing comes into play. So yeah, that's a whole different story right there. But hopefully it won't get to that, or at least it won't be that bad. So, last thing on the docket here, and I'm pretty sure. What's this little? Oh yeah, YouTube is the Wikipedia of the online world. Snowy, you are not wrong about that. Every time I go,
Hey, yo, look at that $5 donation.
every other time I go to Wikipedia for something, it's like, hey, we need $5. I'm like, didn't y'all ask this like last time? But let's talk about Mortal Kombat 11. Did any of y'all see the reveal, the stream they had yesterday?
Oh, I didn't watch a stream, but I watched the trailer for it when it came out.
So they had the initial trailer during the Video Game Awards last month, and then they were saying, hey, catch up with us January 17th. We're going to do a little live stream and show some more and give some information. So pretty much all it's saying is showing what the story trailer is, or show the trailer story. Raiden got Chinook tied up. He's electrocuting him, torturing him. He's like, hey, there's fate's worth the death. So I'm going to cut your head off, and I'm going to put you right here, and I'm going to go beat up some people. And then this woman shows up, freezing time and shit. And she's like, yeah, the Thunder God's fucking up, so we're taking over. And then you got like, they confirmed from the first thing we had Scorpion and Raiden. So far confirmed is Sonya Blade, who is played by Ronda Rousey, or is voiced by Ronda Rousey.
Cool. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Sub-Zero is confirmed. Scarlet, for those who don't know her, she was a DLC character for Mortal Kombat 9, and she's commonly known as the Red Assassin, or no, the Crimson Assassin or something like that. I don't know, but her whole thing is like her powers is controlling blood, so her thing is like she can take the blood out of her enemies and turn the blood into blades and stuff, and slice them up and stuff. Who else is confirmed? Sonya Blade. I think that's it. Now there was a trailer. What's his name? The guy with the blade arms. I can't. Baraka is confirmed. Yeah, and there's a lot more character slots. Like they had a little live stream, and they're showing like the character slots, and there's a lot open. So there's more characters to be announced. They showed a little bit of and there's a new character now. I think his name is Garrus, and he's kind of cool because he can control the in-game clock or the timer. So I guess what he can do is he can reset the clock if it's starting to get low, or he can speed the clock up. So he kind of breaks the fourth wall in the game. And he also has like sand powers. Now they haven't mentioned more about the woman. I'm guessing she's supposed to be like another elder god. I wonder if they said her name. I don't know. She's like, as far as I've seen, she's not a fighter, but I'm pretty sure with this being Mortal Kombat, she will be a fighter.
Yeah.
And for those who pre-ordered the game, you can get Shao Kahn. And
Ooh.
Shao Kahn will be available for those who pre-order the game.
Huh.
And the game is supposed to come out in April. I'm guessing like along the way they'll announce more things. And
23.
April 23rd. Yep, there it is, April 23rd. And they haven't been confirmed as playable characters, but in the story trailer or some kind of trailer, Liu Kang and Kung Lao can be seen. I would imagine they would be in the game because they've been in the game since the first one, so it would make sense. It seems the story is about time traveling, or not necessarily time traveling, but mostly like controlling time or some shit. And let's see, trying to see what else they got here. There's a standard edition and there's going to be a premium edition. You get the base game and the combat pack, which I guess is supposed to be like their season pass. So, you know, as stuff come out, you can download that and all that good stuff. And they showcase some fatalities, which brutal. I love it. Just spicy. There's a fatality where Baraka just grabs your face and just rips it off. Like literally fuck your face. He rips it off. And like there's fatalities where the same fatality or the same throw that you saw Scorpion use on Raiden, where he throws the spear and then he goes to your face and he kicks it and it goes through your face. Like there's stuff like that. There's a new combat mechanic called combat, or no, what's it called? Fatal Blow or something like that. Pretty much what it is a combat system. So like say you're low on health and you're like at that last pip of health or whatever. What it does is it helps you get caught up. So you're getting beaten up, you're at that moment. If you hit the button prompts, you'll do a combo, you do a move, and now their health is brought down close to where yours is. So it's kind of like a comeback system. So that's pretty neat. And most of the moves are just like the trailer itself. If you saw it, where Scorpion and Raiden's fighting, the fights are just that brutal. Because like you got parts where Baraka's like chewing on your skin and ripping your flesh off, and it's like very detailed. Pretty much every throw, every move, everything you do, just blood flying all over the place. And
Pretty dope.
It's really brutal and it looks amazing. And what they got now, they haven't confirmed any character creation kind of thing, but there are customization to the characters. So like you may have noticed in the trailer where you saw Scorpion wearing the hood and his metal mask and stuff, and he gets killed. Well, there's a second Scorpion and he looks different. He looks like the old school Scorpion. So what you can do,
I was gonna say, can we assume just based off that they'll probably have the original suits as a choice?
Yes, there's it showed actually during the live stream that you can customize the characters to look like they're more classic versions or they're more new versions. Now, I speculated in the trailer that there's gonna be a time traveling kind of thing, because at the end of the trailer you have that woman with the hourglass, and then you have this woman in this new trailer that shows she can stop time, and you have the other guy who can control time. So I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of story element where people from different timelines, which again, probably some multi-universe kind of shit, where we're going to get 2 or 3 Scorpions, 2 or 3 Sub-Zeros, multiple characters from different dimensions trying to stop whoever the antagonist is, which I'm guessing is Raiden at this point.
Yeah.
And let's see. And I think that's really it. Other than that, I'm excited. I'm hyped. I cannot wait. I hope there's. I don't think they said anything about a beta. I want to say they did say, yeah, there is a beta. Fans who pre-order the game will gain access to the beta if they're purchasing the PS4, Xbox One version. So if there's a PC version, you won't get the beta. But if you pre-order, there will be a beta for you.
Nice. That's good at least.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat since the NES day, or not NES, Super NES days. Um, and just seeing the game come back ever since 9 came out, I was like, oh man, this is great. And
Yeah.
and they brought weapons back too. So um the way it works, like if you play Mortal Kombat X or XL, you know how you pick your character and then you pick like their fighting style or whatever, or their move sets.
Yeah.
I think they have that back, but instead you got weapons, because at first I thought like they're gonna have that, and then you have a fighting style that's mostly weapons, because like this story is supposed to take place during the same time of Deadly Alliance, Deception, and all that. And during those games, you had 2 fighting styles and a weapon fighting style. So I thought that's what they were trying to go for. But it looks like what it does is not only you change your you pick your fighting styles and then you use more weapons, but you could also pick up weapons in the background. So you got like the spear, you got like a flag, like you can pick up a weapon, and it's not like, pick up the weapon and just hit them with it. You can pick up the weapon and keep using that weapon in the fight until it like either breaks or whatever.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait to see who else will be in the game. Makes me wonder, because they haven't showed, it's supposed to take place after Mortal Kombat XL, but they have yet to show any new character, or rather any character who were introduced in Mortal Kombat X or XL. So I wonder if I'm pretty sure they will add somebody, but
yeah,
at this point
probably.
they haven't showed anyone yet. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll probably get it. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. One of the very few old school games that I'm glad that, after years of, mess ups, it comes back and it looks better than ever. Like, I can't think of any other games that does that. Like, Sonic was trying to do that with Sonic, what was it, Sonic Mania? I thought Sonic was going to have a comeback.
Sonic Mania.
Yeah. I thought Sonic
was
really
just a redo of the old one, but...
Well, it's more than a redo. It's in the same style, but animation is way better. The music kind of doesn't really sound the same. Like, it's the same tunes, but it's like more upgraded levels. The funny thing about it is, especially on Green Hill Zone, the level starts off the same, but there's only 2 acts instead of 3 from the original Sonic the Hedgehog game. So by the time you get to the second act, the actual level changes. Like, you're not even above ground, you go underground. And from there, it's just everything changes, and it's like a mix of new levels and old levels. So you get like the old level, and then you go to a new one, you go to an old one, you go to a new one, and then so off. And it's supposed to be like to me, I feel like it's supposed to be a love letter to all the old school Sonic fans, from like Sonic 1 to Sonic CD.
Yeah.
And it's...
Dude, I want a remake of Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes?
Dude,
oh,
I
God.
love that game. I want a Chow, dude.
What was... Oh, man. I used to grow some... Or not grow, but like breed so many Chows in the Chow Garden from Sonic 2.
That game was so great.
Did you did the Chow race and the Chow karate?
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Did it all, man. Yeah, I miss that.
I miss that too. I wonder what other features. They haven't mentioned any other features in MK11. I guess they're just showing off at this point. They were showing like, hey, we got more characters developed. I'm pretty sure like within a month or so we'll start seeing like game modes. One game mode, I hope they keep it because it's a great game mode. It's called Test Your Luck. Do any of you guys know what that is?
No.
I do not.
Oh my God. So Test Your Luck, what it is like you pick your character, you pick your stage, whatever. You go in there, but before the fight starts, there's this little slot machine like wheel that comes up, and depending on whatever options you pick, you get anywhere from 3 to like 7 or whatever different buffs, debuffs, stage hazards, stuff like that. So you can have like, say like one person picks Scorpion, one person picks Sub-Zero. All right, you're in the stage. Roll that the wheel or the slot machine comes up. You can get where health can drop down from the sky. You can get where both of your arms get cut off, so you can't do punches. You can only do kicks. And in any special moves that relies on the arms, you can't use them.
Wow.
You can get where one character has more better health than you, or has armor, so it'll be harder for them to get beaten down. Whereas the other character will be a lot faster, so they'll move a lot faster than you. And the list goes on, and it's like
that sounds fun.
It makes the fighting game become a party game, because it's like the most random, craziest shit. And if you just look it up on YouTube, like test your luck. They've been doing it since Mortal Kombat 9, and I loved it. And it's a really good game. It's a really good game mode, and I hope they keep it, because it's funny as hell.
Nice.
But and that's pretty much it. With all the stuff that I felt like we talked about or should talk about. Is there anything?
Yeah, you covered it, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much all on the docket. Is there anything else y'all want to add?
No, I think we added.
Yeah, we added quite a few.
Yeah. There was. Oh yeah. So I did mention earlier to Snowy that there may be something I want to add, and I almost forgot. So I don't know if y'all heard about this. Let me actually pull it up. Very scandalous too, but it's all allegations at this point. But our boy, our Lord and Savior, Randy Pitchford, allegedly stole a lot of money from Sega. But not only has he stolen a lot of money, but has apparently a USB drive that shows, or may not shown as far as we know, underage girls doing some very lewd stuff.
Whoa, what the fuck?
This all comes from a former employee of Gearbox, or Randy Pitchford, whichever.
Ew.
Saying he went on, did some stuff, said that he left a flash drive, showed that he was stealing some money from Sega, allegedly, and went and said that he may or may not have some underage girls on that flash drive doing some lewd stuff. But here's the weird part. You would think, someone like that would, get a lawyer or like not mentioning this and stuff. Pitchford went on a podcast and tried to explain what was on the said flash drive, and said it wasn't an underage girl. It was a woman who happened to look underage, but was, at least what he said, was of age, but called her not a prostitute or whatever, but called her a magician. A webcam magician who apparently can produce a lot of fluids.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that was kind of weird. And this was I heard this on the podcast Super Castle Beast, and I was like, what? That's insane. And I didn't get a chance to read the thing, but I just remember that the Wooly and Pat from Castle Super Beast mentioning this, and it was insane. And for those who don't know, Randy Pitchford is the guy from Gearbox who, he's the former general console of Game Studio Gearbox, and CEO. And there's a lot of legal battles going on between him and I'm guessing Gearbox or someone else. There's also talks about him receiving a secret $12 million bonus from Take-Two Interactive, as an advance against Borderlands profits.
What the fuck?
But like I said, these are all just allegations, and I think here he's trying to let's see. Wade Chandler, who served as Gearbox's lawyer from 2010 to 2018, filed a suit on December 21st, 2018, accusing Pitchford of violating various contracts involving both Gearbox and a separate real estate company that they both owned, as well as Calendar's own employment contract. Calendar's suit was filed 1 month after Gearbox sued him in a separate case for fraud and breach of I can't say that word. Of duty. Gearbox alleged that Calendar borrowed money from Gearbox for a home loan and tuition that he did not pay back in full, and that Calendars abused the privileges of credit card access by charging unapproved, wholly personal expenses, including family vacations, gun club memberships, firearms accessories, and trying to get six-pack abs. Gearbox also accused Calendar of destroying evidence of home loan agreement he made into the studio. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Okay, so Calendar's most lurid allegation against Pitchford is the accusation surrounding an event that he said occurred in 2014. Calendar said that Pitchford left a USB drive in a Dallas, Texas restaurant containing sensitive corporate documents for Gearbox and its partners, including 2K Games, Sega, Sony, Microsoft, and others. Says the lawsuit, upon information and belief, Randy Pitchford's USB drive also contained Randy Pitchford's personal collection of underage pornography. Several hours after the publication of the story, Arx Technias tracked down a Magic podcast on which Pitchford had appeared last year. Around the same time, a Gearbox spokesperson also emailed the podcast to Kotaku. In an episode that went live December 22nd, 2018, the day after the lawsuit was filed, Pitchford told his version of the USB stick story. For the first time, he said, Pitchford described his enjoyment of camgirl pornography, in which a woman streams live erotic content, and explained that he had saved a porn video of a camgirl on said memory stick before it was lost. He said it was a woman who is masturbating, and when she has some experience that appears as she's having an orgasm, a huge amount of fluid comes out of her vagina. This is not a sex worker. This is a fucking magician, he added, saying he had purchased one of her videos and put it on the USB stick. Some kid, an employee of the Medieval Times, discovered this memory stick, took it home, and accessed it because it was before we were password protected, and discovered secrets of my company and future games in development, and also discovered the pornography. And it was barely legal porn. This girl's handle was only 18. So yeah, Gearbox Gearbox Software is suing Wade Calendar, and I guess Calendar also accused Pitchford of holding parties in which adult men have reportedly exposed themselves to minors to the amusement of Randy Pitchford.
That's fucking weird.
That is getting crazy. The guy who ran Gearbox and is now former CEO of Gearbox is doing, or has been doing, all this crazy stuff again, allegedly. But now there's a lawsuit between Gearbox and Wade Calendar. And Calendar is got a lawsuit against Randy Pitchford. So yeah, it's just a whole mess between Gearbox, Calendar, and Pitchford.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the guy who ran the company, who had Borderlands, Aliens. What other games Gearbox made? I can't think of any.
I don't know. Those are the two big ones I knew of.
Yeah, those are the two big ones I could think of.
It's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is.
Watching dark magician girls produce fluids and shit. Oh man, but yeah, that's what's been going on in the past week and a half, I guess, or the past years. So that's all the stories we got to talk about. Y'all said y'all got nothing else y'all want to talk about.
Nope, that's it for this episode.
Well, before we close, is there any? Since I guess you said, Brandon, you said you're doing a podcast and everything. Did you want to plug that in?
Plug it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can. Supposed to record our first episode or video tomorrow night, I think. And it should be up on either Monday or Tuesday. So look for Bearded Fat Friends. That's the name of the YouTube channel. But it'll be on all kinds of stuff because we're doing podcasts as well on there. So we'll try to upload it pretty much anywhere you can get a podcast.
Nice.
Okay, you may want to include a date so that the viewers or listeners will have at least some reference.
All right. Yeah. So tomorrow's the 20th of. Let's say the 21st or 22nd of January, 2019.
Okay,
Then our first video will be up.
nice.
Hopefully, if everything works out.
All right. Snowy, is there anything you want to plug or any projects that you're working on?
Not currently. Mostly it's just school stuff for now. So pretty
Alright.
salty about that, but it's life.
Yeah. Overall, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm very salty about this this accusation. Not the accusation itself, but like if this stuff is true, it's kind of sad that someone who ran a very good gaming company, for them to just fall in this form or fashion is kind of fucked up, as you said. But hopefully they'll figure all this stuff out. As for me, project wise, right now I'm just working on Nerd Salt, trying to get everything back in full swing. I'm gonna try to do the podcast every Saturday evening, and since we're doing it over Discord, I think it's a lot easier that we don't have to worry about picking up or trying to get everybody together to come over to do the podcast at one spot. I think over Discord is a lot easier for us.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe, hopefully, one day once everything's get back in swing of things, I can probably start brainstorming some ideas to make the podcast.
Tonight in Clarksville.
Oh, okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, hopefully the upgrade and update everything, make the podcast better than it ever was.
Yeah, sounds good. Season 2,
y'all. We're gonna do it big this time.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully
Alright.
there's stuff we can talk about. Exciting stuff for 2019 to come out.
Oh man, the way things have been for the gaming industry in the past year, and then with technology or things we're hearing in like technology and stuff, I think things are gonna heat up. I think there's gonna be a lot for us to talk about.
Cool, man. I'm
If
excited.
not, we'll find something. Oh, and I should mention, since we're recording on Saturdays, I'm going to try to upload the podcast on Sundays. So this is not an official schedule per se, but be on the lookout for the podcast every Sunday, or at least the following Sunday of the podcast recording. I'll go back on Twitter and mention everything on there. So if you want news on the podcast for you listeners, be on the lookout or follow me on Twitter at lowclasscam. That's at lowclasscam. We also have the we also have the Nerd Salt Inc. Twitter handle there, and I'll be uploading updates on there as well. All right. with that being said, I hope you guys are having a good evening or day, whatever you're listening to this podcast or watching it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, if you're watching it on YouTube, please do like, comment, and subscribe. That helps the channel out very well. And definitely share it to people you know or don't know. just show it to random people. We need the growth.
Just go up and tell them to listen to this.
Hey, if you watch this podcast, you just definitely watch it. It's very good. I promise. Maybe.
Run around with a boombox just blaring it so they have no choice.
Just be outside their windows with the boombox. Are you listening to them? Can you hear it? Let me turn it up. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll continue putting out this lovely content.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.